Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today we are back with another game of Tanares Adventures. This is a series I've been doing, going through the entire campaign of Tanares Adventures. There are already 3 or 4 videos you can check out. I've missed the past 2 or 3 weeks. I'm sorry, Gen Con happened, things have been crazy, but I'm getting caught up again and back into the every 2 week or so cycle that I'll be doing with this campaign. This is a paid series by Dragori Games, so this entire campaign is paid through. But past that, we're going to go ahead and dive into it, and we're going to start off with a quest. Although speaking of with Dragori Games, they actually just opened up the Pledge Manager for Tanares Adventures. So if you want to check out the Pledge Manager over on GameFound, they have the whole Pledge Manager for Tanares Adventures for the whole campaign they just had over there. You can check that out. I'll have a link to that down below. And with that, we're going to go ahead and start off by selecting a quest. And we specifically have Relic Hunters Guild or counter-espionage. Also worth noting, as usual, before I dive into anything, if you catch any mistakes, it is incredibly helpful. I appreciate the comments. Like I said in the past, sometimes I just miss it in the heat of filming a video. Other times I miss it because I misunderstood or didn't catch a rule. Last video, for example, I actually leveled up my outpost to the Iron Hand Outpost level 4 over here. And actually, one thing I missed while going through the admittedly fairly long rule book over there, one thing I missed is you actually pay an extra premium if you accelerate your upgrades too fast past where you're supposed to do. So you have to pay a premium for that, which I did not do. I'm not going to undo that. We're just going to go ahead and benefit from my lack of knowledge and move forward with that. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and we have Counter-Espionage or Relic Hunters Guild. Counter-Espionage is, if neglected, the world's most powerful criminal intelligence organization may operate freely in this war and allied with the Kemet. The Third Eye thrived before the war and are thriving even more after the invasion. So much so that some of its agents and spies became careless enough to ally with pirates and smugglers, notorious big mouths who traverse waterways more quickly. They are rumored to meet Kemet lords in a secret location to discuss the terms of an alliance that could greatly harm the resistance. Expectation: head down to a town of pirates closely associated with the Third Eye and try to learn where they'll meet the Kemet, if possible. Find out what other secrets and plans the Third Eye has for this war. Or Relic Hunters Guild. This is a relic adventure. It contains more puzzles on and off the board. Read quest features carefully. You've learned a great deal about the dark forces behind the undead infestation in Huradin's region, but there are greater, deeper truths to be learned that may be learned as close as Stravian or as far as South Yama. And the key to unveil them is a relic obtained in a recent journey. Expectation: learn with Celia what relics are and how to lockpick your way to places of most restricted access in the world. Then use your attained knowledge to discover a piece of history that has never before come to light. So, speaking frankly, if I neglect counter-espionage, we have a possible consequence. But I already passed over the Relic Hunters Guild once, and I don't want to pass over it again. This is a new quest to me. In general, as you go through the game, I already had a half a campaign playthrough under my belt before I restarted for this filmed series and adventure, which means I've experienced some of the adventures, although it's worth noting from the 4 sword adventures I've played so far, only one has actually been a repeat of an adventure that I already did. One of the nice things about Tanares Adventures is the branching pathways and the flexibility to have different games even as you proceed down the same game again. But I am going to try Relic Hunters Guild because I have not done that. And then it's also worth noting as you dive into these that just because you haven't, even if you did do one of these, depending on how you choose certain things in this, it may change up whether or not you choose it again. Relic Hunters Guild. So we're going to RA. This is going to be Adventure RA, which is not a number. Am I going to the wrong place over here? Am I going to the journal, the city book, Adventure C? We need to go to Adventure RA. Give me a second to try to get here. Adventure G, we can skip past that. Adventure K, we can skip past that. Adventure, where are we? Nope, that's a whole lot of text over here. Adventure Chapter O, we can skip past that. Adventure Chapter S, we're still getting up to RA. I'm assuming RA is after Z, but let's find out. We have AA, perfect, okay. We're making our way. We got a bit more to go. FF, holy, how far down are we going? 14, that's going to be starting to go to the quest chapters. So we're looking for RD, RB, and RA. Adventure Chapter RA, Relic Hunters Guild. Let's go ahead and put this off to the side over here. Before proceeding, read the chapter Puzzles in the City Book. So we are going to have to grab the City Book over here and jump to the puzzle section, which is going to be our introduction to puzzles. I'll walk you through the... Well, let's go ahead and dive into this. So, puzzles are a new concept here. This is a relic quest. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Puzzles, introduction. Read the following, You've recently obtained a unique object that your intuition says is more than meets the eye, so you consult with Zaylor. He reveals he's the co-founder of the Relic Hunters Guild and treats the strange artifact as the most fragile and precious he's ever been in contact with. That's it, so they do exist. Excited, he picks up a book from his bookshelf. He blows the dust off it and starts to read aloud. During the ancient age, the gods Tamara and Burn gifted their respective creations with 10 sacred gems. For each was gifted equally to the archangels and archdemons. Anyone holding 5 of them could ask one of the gods for a miracle. When the Great Rapture occurred, the angels promptly heeded Tamara's call and returned to their creator, leaving behind the gems they never used. The same was not true for some demons. 3 archdemons waited for the other 2 to leave and used the 5 gems to call for a miracle, asking Baron to allow them to ignore the call. Baron granted their request but cursed them forever. Some were imprisoned in certain places and others turned to stone. After the power was released, one of the gems was consumed and the other 9 were scattered throughout Tanares. The Cirrus were the only creatures that remained in Tanares after the calling. They collected and protected the gems while witnessing the 3rd creation's evolution. To resolve an inner conflict, they decided to give the gems to Taimaku. Knowing they would be the best to find a solution, they were known for their intellect, balance, and neutrality. The Taimaku built impenetrable vaults using the gem's power to guarantee their protection. Each vault was gifted to notable individuals of different species: an elf, a kemet, 2 dwarves, a gnome, a gloomfolk, a merfolk, an orc, and a human. The vaults were built in locations indicated by the bearers with 2 objectives: keep the gems safe and provide some utility for their species. That way they would always have reason to keep the vault keys safe. Zeller closes the door with a smile as he offers you some strange instruments. This was created by the remarkable Tu Utiban, the most brilliant Taimaku of our era. He made these pins to open the vaults. It's a unique invention. No one ever got close to achieving it. He shows some examples of use while talking. The vault security is so powerful that any wrong attempt to tamper with them would normally release lethal energy and kill everyone near the place. But these pins can reduce the release to a bearable jolt. As I said, he's an absolute genius. Zala looks at you. The relic you acquired can help us find the mechanism to open a vault. If we get 5 sacred gems, we could ask for a miracle. We surely need one against the Kemet. The bad news is that the Kemet should know about this legend. They might be looking for them too. We can't allow them to get to these gems. What follows is a whole section of pages of instructions of how the lockpicks actually work, but more importantly, if we skip to over here, we have our lockpick puzzles, which we'll come back to because we actually are not supposed to engage with those just yet. So, let's go ahead and read this over here. If you have 13, Halfling Village, we do not. If you have 14, Timberberg Ghost Town, go to 4, which we do. Okay, so we're going to go over here. In your investigation of Timber, so basically this is referencing things we've previously done. This goes back to the branching pathways you'll encounter in this game. In your investigation of Timberberg's Tavern, you found a dead body clutched to a violin, as if it represented salvation from the undead outbreak. You feel there's more to the story of Timberberg than you'd learned from your first visit. The violin you found seems strange, as plucking its cords produced absolutely no sound. You bring it to Zaylor to examine, as he always shows interest in historical relics and strange objects. After he meddles it with for a time, he finds a hidden compartment. Aha, I knew it. This is an ancient gnomish violin made with Taimaku technology. From inside he pulls what looks like a music sheet with a map, probably made centuries in the past, yet still in good condition. Curiosity takes the best of Zaylor as he quickly suggests you return to Timberberg as the map points to a chamber underneath the city. You travel there to avoid a few undead still roaming the region. After an extended exploration, you finally find the entrance behind a secret door in the tavern's wine cellar. You go inside the tunnel, finding a stone double door, clearly of Taimaku construction. It seems impossible to open until you decide to play the music sheet using the violin. Even with no sound coming from it somehow, it causes a stone on the wall to recede, revealing a Taimaku lock mechanism similar to the one Zaylor showed you before. You pull the Taimaku lockpick tools and start to pick the lock using the technique Zaylor taught you. Do 6 lockpick puzzles. For each success, a hero gains a cube, a monocube, or an empower token. This is where we need to go ahead and open this up to our puzzles. In general, when you're doing these puzzles over here, you're going to go and start with this sequence, a whole bunch of pages full of puzzles. You're going to start with the first one, the first sequence you haven't done, which because it's our first time, that's going to be this first page, I believe. And then the next time around, the next time we're doing 6 puzzles, whether or not we've achieved these, we'll go to the next page. We will check our answers as we go. It's worth noting right about now that this is going to be a bunch of logic puzzles, which means if you don't want to watch me solve things that you may then have to solve yourself, and now you know how to solve it, then this is a good time to skip to the timestamp where we'll jump to the next, section. So I'll timestamp everything here, so everything is nicely set aside for you, so you don't have to worry about spoilers. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start this off. But first, let's do a rules explanation. So no spoilers yet. Here's a rules explanation of how this works. Right now, we have 2 pins. We have these pins over here, and each page will give you their own rules. Over here, we have only 1 per hole, only on free squares. They are always making their effect, and these are basically traps that are going to go, these are pins that are going to go into your board. We have to solve a sequence of 6 puzzles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a weird way it does that. But 4, 5, 6 over here. Like either be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a little weird. But either way, point is, That as you go through this over here, what you're going to do is you have the ball starting point over here. You have the ball ending point over here. We're going to use a die to represent the ball, because why not? So that's going to be the ball starting point. And we have pins that go into the grid, and they have a specific order. We have to first insert a trap pin, then insert a watchtower pin. In order to win, we have to basically destroy both of these magnets. They both have to be destroyed, regardless of where they are on the trap, on the situation. And the problem is, if the ball is ever within one of the magnets, the ball gets eliminated. So you have to destroy the magnets whether or not they'll impact the ball, and you have to ensure the ball gets all the way to the end. When you place a trap pin, and I'll go ahead and jump to over here, for example, if I place this trap pin over here, it destroys everything within one of it. Okay, so it's going to destroy all things within one of it, and that does unfortunately include the ball. Meanwhile, this pin over here, this pin will destroy everything, all magnets within a row or column, but not adjacent. So for example, this one over here is not eligible to be destroyed. Once you destroy a pin, so for example, if I did destroy this, I could put this into that spot. But until I destroy it, I can't put it into that spot. It's not yet an open hole. That's the core concept, and what we're trying to do, and now's the part where skip ahead, because for the next, I don't have a watch on, but for the next X minutes, we're going to be solving puzzles together. I have not done any of these, so I know how to do them, but I have not done any of these, so this is going to be me figuring it out as I go together with you. So, starting off the bat over here, we have the idea over here, we need to destroy this. Obviously, we can't put this magnet within any of these spots because it will destroy the ball. Like, even if I put it here, it will destroy this, but then as the ball comes closer to it, it will destroy it'll be destroyed by the trap pin. So no matter what happens, we know that the pin has to be on this top row, which means if it's going to destroy that, I assume we have to put it there. From there, we can't put this here because it'll affect that. We can't put it here. I can't put it here, so I think it has to be here, which means I think that's the solution. When we place this here, it destroys this magnet, and then when we place this here, it's going to destroy that, and that's the order. The ball is going to roll, and now keep in mind, the ball does block line of sight, so there's going to be a sequence of in motion. You check after each step to see what changes, but in this case, nothing changes, so I think that's the solution. We have to go to answer key 2, so we're going to go to page 40 over here for the, I think it's on the answers. Answer page 40 over here. Let's in fact tuck this here so we don't have to keep jumping back and forth. And it says over here, section 2, trap pin on 2A and watchtower pin on 2B. 2A and 2B. Excellent. Trap number 1 is done. That's going to be our first thing. We got a first success and empower token, or mana token or empower token. We're going to move to the next trap. Same core concept over here. Same puzzle, same idea. We have this starting off here. We have to get it over here. We have to explode some things, which means inherently, just mathematically, because we only have 2 of these pins, one of these is going to go over here. I guess, I mean, in theory, this should work right here. In theory, this should work. And I'm actually not 100% certain whether it's direct adjacency or within 1. Let me just double check over here. Eliminates all magnets within 1. I don't know if within 1 counts diagonally, because if it does count diagonally, then theoretically we have 2 solutions, but I think this is the solution. I think it's pretty plain and basic to the point again. We're going to have this one destroy this pin, so it's out of line, and this is going to destroy these offhand, so they're gone. So I think it's going to be A4 and B3. I don't think there's anything that complicated here. Again, these should escalate, hopefully, because these are a little, walking you through things. But A4 and B3, and we're looking for answer B. Let's take a look. Answer B is going to be trap pin 4A, watchtower pin 3B. You remember that removing more than one magnet with the same pin, is impossible. Sometimes the same pin can be placed in 2 different pinholes. When this happens, all possible pinholes will be shown. I mean, I think that there are 2 possible pinholes, but that would be A3 or A4 if it's within 1. Because also, theoretically, I think they have to do it that way. Interesting. I'm intrigued because I think the trap pin could be 4A or 3A, but it doesn't show that, so it is what it is. Either way, again, I'm not certain over here, but within 1, we'll take it as direct or literal until we get fined otherwise. We'll go to puzzle number 3 over here. Puzzle number 3, again, has 3 pins. Again, inherently logic-wise, because of the nature of these, because this is like annoying the way that works, but because of the way this is going to be here, we know it can't be within anything within one of the ball, which means it has to be there. Oh, interesting. I mean, yeah, in theory, this would go ahead and destroy that, right? In theory, this would just keep shooting down the line. Because what would happen, I don't know if there's an exact sequence. Like, I don't know if it goes like this, and then like that, and then that goes boom. But in theory, this should destroy that. This is where we're going to find out whether a diagonal counts, because I think this would be a reasonable solution. I think so. This would destroy that diagonally, and this would just keep shooting down the line. It wouldn't be able to destroy this. It would be able to destroy these 2, and then this goes all the way around and does that. So we're going to go with 1A for the 2A and 1A under GG. Let's go ahead and see if we're right. GG, trap pin 2A, watchtower pin 1A. Yep, you remember that the watchtower pin cannot remove adjacent magnets, so we definitely do have confirmation that diagonally is working there. So we're good so far. We're doing good. We're doing great. Now we have this next puzzle over here. Same core concept. We know that this is going to have to be over here because it can't do... Oh, if it goes there and there. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Because again, it just can't be next to the line. These are very direct over here, but this is going to slide along. This is going to move here. This will destroy these pin, destroy that pin, destroy that pin. So we're looking for the answers of 4C and 1E. 4C and 1E. Let's find out if we're correct. 4C and 1E. Yep, perfect. Okay, we are good to go. There's like other text that kind of gives you things to note, but stuff that I think I got so far. We're gonna go up to puzzle 5 over here. This is fun, I'll say, but I hope they escalate in complexity. I mean, there are gonna be more pins we unlock, so we'll see. I hope this escalates in complexity though, because right now it's a little too basic. So we have this puzzle over here, same core concept. We know this cannot be anywhere along this path, which means it could be over here or it could be here, but that's still already more flexibility. Now, if we did go there, honestly, the tricky part we have, oh, interesting, beautiful. So here's what happens. So the specific situation here is we're going to drop this pin over here, which will destroy this. Then we'll drop that into there, which will destroy this and this, which means we are looking for 1A and 2C as our, it actually goes that way, 1A and 2C as our answer. 1A and 2C, and we're looking on EE, 1A, 2B. I said 2C, but it is indeed 2B. I just said the wrong terminology, but 1A and 2B is the correct thingy, which it is indeed the correct thingy. Okay, perfect. Last thingy, and this is still teaching you basic sequences. Like, each of these has a little bit of reminder text as to like, oh, remember that you could do this. Like, this one says, remember, you could put this into here. After that it gets exploded, you could drop that in because there is a sequence here. But now we're down to this last puzzle over here, the last situation here, and we are trying to do, again, same logic's gonna apply. We can avoid everything out of hand over here, so this is going to go here or here inherently. Although this already is more intriguing, I think it has to go here, or I think it has to go there, because then this could just go over here. Because the ball starts here, so as soon as the ball's in motion, like this already just goes ping and ping. So it's going to be 3A and 4E. 3A and 4E, and let's find out if we're correct. 3A and 4E. Yep, we're correct. That's it. That is 6 puzzles. We are done with the 6 puzzles. That was both fun, also a little anticlimactic. I hope they get a little bit more complicated as time goes on, but we shall see how that proceeds. And in the meantime, for each success, a hero gains 1 or 1 in power token. Do we want our mana? Do we just want to start hitting people with extra damage? I'll resolve that shortly. For each failure, immaterial, go to the quest guide and set up quest 6, the Violin. So let's go ahead and give ourselves the, we want to give ourselves the thingies, the stuff. So let's go ahead and resolve our heroes, by the way. Our heroes have some things as well. We want some empower tokens over here, so we're going to go ahead and grab some empower tokens and throw them onto our blue guy over here, which will, I guess we'll put them underneath him here and see how this goes. We are also going to go ahead and this guy's going to get a cube, so we want a cube of green into her mana box. We have start of quest, move 6, and plus 20 to HP stats. So we have extra HP we've been dealing with over here, and then we have 6 empower tokens, or for each class, a hero gains 1 or 1 empower tokens. I mean, we could literally just load up Avalon the Wizard with all the power tokens in the world, and then hope we don't miss. That's a big part. Hope we don't miss. Honestly, I'm kind of intrigued by that. If we load him up with all the power tokens in the world, he could basically just slap somebody out of existence, giving them a whole bunch. We're going to do that. We're going to give him like 6 empower tokens. Okay, because I'm pretty sure they stack. As far as I know, they stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have more to give away? What's on the other side? We got that one. There we go. 6 empower tokens. We're just going to give 6 empower tokens. That's going to be straight up 18 damage, plus another 2 already. So 24 damage, plus his actual attack. He's going to slap somebody in the head and hopefully just kill them in the first turn. That's what we're going to do. I like the idea of that. That's an interesting start. I think that's illegal. I'm pretty sure it is, but it might not be, and that's what you can let me know. But in the meantime, we are going to go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and set up quest guide 16, the Violin. We're all set up and ready to go, and we have a doozy of a quest on our hands. We have to go ahead and pull to quest 16 in the back over here, so we can read some story text in a second. But let me go ahead and walk you through this, because this is why Tanares Adventures is so much fun because of the variety, the way the quests give you things like this to go through. So what we have over here is the following. We have our quest set up over here, we have our heroes, and ultimately the goal of the quest is to kill the Luthier's ghost, that's going to be the boss, with an extra challenge of killing all the villains, which will give us extra objectives or thingies and help us elevate the Kemet level. But we're also dealing with this idea. We have a creepy a violin haunting the background, and we have to keep the noise and the music in tune. To that end, we have two things happening. First of all, on even rounds, or is it on even or odd? On even rounds, ranged attacks are going to deal +2 damage and move enemies, and on odd rounds, melee attacks are going to deal the extra 2 damage and move enemies. So you're gonna have the ability to manipulate enemies and do extra damage depending on prioritizing the right type of attack. But more importantly, we have this little pedal area over here, which I actually need to grab a token for. We're going to grab one of these. We're going to grab one of these tokens, put the key onto that token over here. Now this key over here is going to be moving slowly along the track, and as long as we can get it to move to at least the swamp in the first round, then we'll have the ability to proceed once we kill all enemies. But just as importantly, we're going to take damage every round based on how far it is away from the end over there. The way we move these is when any combatant steps onto a matching terrain type. So when I step onto one of these over here, I can go ahead and boom, push it along one further. You're going to keep doing that. Whenever you step onto a matching terrain type, you're going to move it to the next type. Whenever it steps onto the wrong terrain type that doesn't match the current keys, then you must apply the start over and shift the token all the way to the back. And we're going to be taking a lot of damage, so basically a whole lot of battlefield navigation is going to be happening right now, which is a big deal. So then that's basically it. I think we got that. Okay, cool. So that is basically what's happening over here, which at least for right now. And I think that's all you really need to know in order to start this off, which means we're going to start by reading 16.1 over here. As you enter the place, you can hear music playing. Seeing some new furniture inside, it becomes clear that someone recently entered this place before you. Ancient Taimaku mechanisms seem to play a sad yet beautiful melody of gnomish style. An unnatural curse appears to have befallen the place, probably caused by whoever entered before you. You quickly look around and see huge stone pedals that can be used to operate the Taimaki music machinery and a set of sheet music laid on the table. Still, before you can do anything, a ghost surges from the wall in your direction. Now, if we have cities are safer for now, which means I need to go ahead and check whether we've actually unlocked that. If you give me a second over here, we need to check which facts we've unlocked. We've gone through this over here. Cities are safer for now. We don't have that yet, unfortunately, so you won't be able to apply that positive effect, which means we are going to go ahead. Quest 16, the violin begins now. So nothing, no extra benefit. Unfortunately, we're just going to go ahead and start and figure things out. So we have to take down the enemies. We have to be mindful of all these cubes and knocking all over the place. Apologies for that. Let's go ahead and put these down. Let's grab a few of these. Actually, we use these for our activation markers as we go. Let's grab these. And then let's start ourselves off with all the dice that we have at our disposal. Very messy, cluttered table. That's the way these games tend to go. And let's take things out. So we have 3 enemies to deal with, and we are trying to get an enemy to move on to this terrain tile first, then this terrain tile, then this terrain tile. Do we even have the terrain tile? Do we even have that? We have that over here. One second, am I doing this right? Did I misread? Did I misunderstand something over here? We don't have the swamp terrain tile. How are we going to do this if we don't have the swamp terrain tile in the first room? Actually, I think we should be good because we don't need to actually move it past the swamp. We need to get it up to the swamp. So we should be good. For a second, I panicked that they did something wrong. Either way, we should be fine. Let's go ahead and dive into this, starting off, and we need to move a spider onto the thing. So we're going to go ahead and start off by moving this guy 7 because of his starting ability, his little ally over here. So we're going to have this ally that starts off with move 6 and deal 7. So not move 7, move 6 and deal 7 damage. And this is always tricky because we kind of have to kill everyone first in order to be able to move these pedals along. Otherwise, it's almost going to be nearly impossible to have everything play out correctly. Nearly impossible, at least, because the villains cannot die or move off anything that doesn't match the key. And as soon as you move on to the key, matches the one with the key, you must move the key to the next tile. So as soon as they move on to it, you kind of have to immediately keep them on there until you've triggered the entire sequence, which is a little punishing. So we're going to go ahead and have this move over here. We're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, and we could actually step onto there right now, but that wouldn't necessarily help us. Let's go ahead and try to hurt the weakest ally. So we're going to hurt this guy over here who's, kind of in the way there. We're going to tap that guy with a little bit of a love tap. Can we? Maybe. We might be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and try to. So we're going to go ahead and knock that guy for 7 damage. So he's going to drop down from 65 down to 58 and just be a little bit less of a threat. Which also means if we can do at least, I don't know, not enough. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing we do. Then we're going to activate first. Now we're going to take our first turn. And if we step backwards with him 1 and we shoot him, who's he targeting? He's targeting the hero with the lowest HP, who's going to be this guy. And he can reach him as long as he moves through there. 1, 2, 3, perfect. That's going to be 6 damage. So I'm just working through some basic math here. We're going to have 6 reaction damage. He's currently at 58. 58. 6 reaction damage, bringing it down to 52, which means we need to 52. We have 24 from attacks over here, which brings him down to 36. 36 plus 24 is 26. 28. 28 would do it. Yes, 28 plus 24. So we need to do 28 more damage. Can we do 28 more damage? We can do 6 from stepping on train, 4 from stepping on train. That brings us down to 28. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can even do more than that. 1, 2. Let's do the best we can. Let's do the best we can. So we're going to go ahead and attack over here. We're going to go ahead and use Arcane Shot. Arcane Shot with all of his stuff. This is where we definitely want to make sure we don't miss. So we're going to go ahead and grab a die over here. And we got a 13, which is good enough for me. That's going to be 13, so we have 12 damage, plus our 24 is 36 damage, plus push 2, as well as plus 8. We have a whole lot of things. Okay, so we have 8 plus 12 is 20, plus 24 is 44. So we just did 44 damage to him. He's going to drop down from 58 down to 14, but we're not done yet, because we are pushing him onto this 1, 2, 3, 4 onto there, and that's going to do another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, because of an Arcane Shot, which is going to shove this around over here. And then from there, he's going to, now keep in mind, this is not on the one. Oh, interesting. How does that play out? Whenever a combatant leaves any pedal, dies on one, or enters one who doesn't match the keys. Interesting. So he's going to get immediately shoved off to the side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for me. Basically, what's going to happen is all combatants are going to move onto the closest available spot off the keys. So we're going to toss that one guy here and that guy there. That's going to be that over there. And then because of that, he's going to then continue with his reaction, and he's going to react against the person who has the lowest HP, which currently is blue. So he's going to then move further, going 1. That's going to be back onto this. It's another 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because he's walking past him, that's 8 reaction damage, which means he dies. So we just killed our first person. So that part's doing fine. Unfortunately, we are not triggering this along just yet, but at least everyone gets a cube unlocked. So a pretty strong first attack with all our empowered there. That is as easy as it's going to get starting off. I do not think it's going to get easier because we just used our stack of 8 empower tokens. We have 2 more enemies to take down, but we have 1 enemy out of play, so we can remove that card for right now and slide these guys over, and 2 more to deal with. So we could have them as soon as they enter fire. Whenever a combatant leaves any portal or enters one whose type doesn't match the keys, each combatant must move to its closest non-pedal square and move the key back to the tuner's mission tile. So that part is all fine. The next thing we need to do is have them all. We need to go through a sequence of 1, 2, 3 very quickly. 1, 2, 3 before the end of the round. So we're not in a rush just yet. We should go ahead and indicate that he's gone as well. And that's taken 1 person out, or out so to speak. Now melee attacks will have the effect of moving people, which we can play with as well. So what we're going to do, it just seems the whole bouncing on and off pedals is so fascinating because it's so aggressive. Move the key back to the tuner's mission tile. Yeah, I think what happens is you have to, they are very averse to certain types of tiles. Over here, this is our separate guide. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have the next person attack, and it probably should be melee, because this guy's got 75 health, which is way more health than anyone deserves to have. And he got effect lure. A hero furthest gets pulled to it and takes 1 damage per space that it moves. That's a terrible attack. I don't like that at all. He targets... Wow, I don't like this guy at all. This Mystic Zombie is brutally mean. He's not fun. So how do we navigate around him? What we do is we activate him last and move all our other heroes closer. That should work in theory. 1, 2, 3. We can push him onto the tile. I guess, maybe. Let's see if we can work this out. So what we're going to do is we can't leave the tile. This is so interesting and hard at the same time. This is just a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by having this guy activate here. No, we're going to have a ranged hero activate. So we're going to have her activate. And she's going to go ahead and move an allies within 3 of you, deal +5 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Or do we want to go 4? Let's go ahead and just go down to there. That's going to activate this by pushing it onto there. Then it's a ranged attack, so we won't be able to do much over there. What we can do is we can go ahead and have this person. I don't love it, but we could do this. So what she's going to do is she's going to look through her spells and abilities and see what we can do that hurts the baddies. Because a bunch of things we have. Do we have any moving? Move 3 an ally. We don't have the ability to move an enemy not as easily. Forgo your passive power +3. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. You are hastened. I don't love that. Move 3 an ally. I do like the move 3 an ally. So we're going to do this one. We're going to do Life Tithe over here. So we're going to play Life Tithe. We're going to go ahead and fight against that enemy over there. So that enemy is going to react by attacking the hero with the most cubes, who is you, which I can still work with-ish. I think I can work with it. Can I? Yeah, I think I can. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do Life Tithe over here, which is 7 damage plus effects. We're going to go ahead and roll against this person. And we are rolling against a 16, which is beautiful. And that will do 7 damage, plus our +5 because we have an ally within 3. So we're doing a total of 12 damage against that little guy over there, which brings his health down from 70 to 58, which is not bad. I can work with that. But then move 3 an ally. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and because it's not on his turn, he won't take the reaction damage. And then choose one. You or an ally heal 6, or both of you heal 4. Let's do both of you heal 4. So we're going to go ahead and do 55 to 59. And you're going to jump from, what are you at? 50 this to 54. Okay, great. That's done. This Life Tithe is done. But we also navigate this by 1 because of that, well, situation there. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. We'll have to figure things out. Then the enemy is going to react. The enemy targets the person with the most mana cubes, who happens to be her. So that enemy is going to immediately try to go ahead and run towards it and target them. So we're going to go ahead and just go 1, just over there 1, and target that ally over there. And that's, oh, it's ranged. It doesn't even have to. It doesn't even have to move at all. In fact, what it's going to do over there is, oh my gosh, if it moves away, it'll take damage. But if it shoots the other person, so either way it's going to take damage from him. So it's going to go ahead and take 8 reaction damage, or 8 reaction damage. So we will go ahead and lower you by another, where are you? You're green. 8 down to 50, because it's going to shoot at this person who's not the person. This person's next to him, so that actually really helps even further. But then we're going to go ahead and roll and see what you do. And you're going to roll against a defense of 7. And you rolled an 18, which is enough to penetrate. So that's going to be 11 damage to her. So she's going to drop from 54 down to 43. And then you are going to additionally heal 7. So you're going to heal by 7, going from 50 to 57. So that 58 to 57 did not help us all that much. But we are doing fine on this attunement situation. For right now, at least. It's hard. It's a lot. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and activate the next people. So we're going to show we activate the Spider Guardian. Although this person did not move 2 or less, deal +5 damage and run to the target. Oh, so it's going to go ahead and... Interesting. So on the plus side, well, it's going to go ahead and deal 5 damage extra. So no plus side. I believe you can only take reaction damage once per turn, so we won't be able to benefit from reaction damage again, but that does mean we're going to have to adjust for this guy over here, which is what we're going to do right now. So, I think what we need to do, they're going to be targeting the furthest hero, which is tricky. Tricky. How do you target the furthest hero without it being a huge problem for your ability to just generally maintain anything? I don't know. We're going to go ahead over here and see what we got over here. So we're going to go... We need a ranged damage attack, which do we have one? We do have. We have Dimensional Blow over here, and we have Holy Light. So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate this one, Dimensional Blow, which means this guy's going to be so hard. How can we account for that? Can any allies move? Can any allies move? Pay 10, move 2, you move 2, pull 6, deal 2. Ah, it's so tricky. Run 5 to the target, you become his target. Before roll. It's targeting the furthest hero. The tricky part I'm trying to deal with is I can figure out how to get him onto fire. What I can't figure out is how to ensure that when he leaves fire, it doesn't reset the whole sequence. You have to get him onto fire and keep him on fire, which is very, very interesting. So we're going to start with this, though. Dimensional Blow. Swap place with a combatant in 5 of the target. That won't help. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off. We're trying to fight that tiger, that spider over there. We're going to go ahead and roll. We are trying to roll against a defense of 6 over here. And we got an 11, which is enough. Move to an enemy, so we're going to do 11 damage. Also, our effect is, at the start of your turn, if there's at least one enemy within 2 of you, pay 3 HP to heal 7 an ally. So we're going to do that. 1, 2, 3. and then heal 7 this ally over here. So 1, 2, and then 5 more to here. And then we're going to go ahead and deal our 11 damage to that target over there. And that's going to go ahead and benefit. So we can move to an enemy within 5 of you. That part's doable. I think we're going to go ahead and do this and just figure it out later, maybe? If he leaves the... Give me a second. Let's first resolve the 11 damage. We're going to resolve the 11 damage over here. Go 57 down to 66. 57 down to 46, I should say. And then we can swap places with a combatant within 5 of the target. So we could do that. Not that it necessarily helps. You swap places. You must swap places. So let's go ahead and swap places with this guy over here. Not that necessarily helps. I'm not going to count swapping as leaving. I could be wrong on this. Swapping doesn't sound like leaving. The pedals are the same. The transient body weight is masked over there. But then I can move to an enemy within 5 of you. So that part is something I can do. I can wrap my head around this to a degree. We need to get the orc on fire, but we need to ensure that he doesn't pull anyone off their targets. I don't see a way around this. As soon as the orc leaves fire, so we don't want to move the orc on fire then. That's the tricky part. I don't see an easy way around this. Because the orc does 2 problems. He is the worst. He wants to lure the person that's furthest away, and he wants to attack the person that's furthest away, which is so tricky. The best thing we can work with is playing with the defense. You heal 1 for each 5 damage dealt this turn. Max 5. I mean, if I can just kill it, that would be great, but I don't know if I can. Let's see if we can kill it. Let's see if we can kill it. Let's see what we can do. We don't know what we can do. We're going to try our best. We're going to try our best and see what happens. I don't think I can do this at all, but we're going to try. So we're going to pop this guy over here onto fire over there. I'm going to pop him, let's say, over there, even further in. So he takes 4 damage. We're just going to shove this over here. If he in any way leaves, even killing him won't do anything. So we kind of have to constrict him in some way, shape, or form, or just prevent him from moving. I don't think this is doable. Because he's targeting the hero furthest away. Okay, we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and deal 4 damage to the orc, lowering him to 1. Okay. Also worth noting, we did a melee attack over here, and we forgot to do the +2 damage and the move for that matter. So we're going to go ahead and deal the +2 damage against the spider. 1, 2 over here. And then we still have 1 person left to activate, who is going to have to activate against the orc and figure out how to stop the orc from doing anything, which I don't see a way to do it. You draw back. No, I don't see a way to do it. 12 damage. Enemies take 3. You move 4, then pull the target. When the target hits the hero, ultimately he's still going to attack the person furthest away, which means he's going to try to move off the square. I don't see a way around it. Okay, we're going to have to reset the entire Discord and everything because of this silly little person. Can I do anything to stop it? I don't think so. Okay, cool. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and fight the orc. So we're going to do that end as we're going to do the following. We're going to start off by, I guess we can fight the orc? He's so bad. He's so bad. The fact that he wants to run to the first enemy, I should have taken him out first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our stats over here. We're going to go 1, 2, and walk closer to that orc to be able to attack him. We won't benefit from our enemy starter's turn within 1 of you. Although actually we could. Okay. If we move the orc over here, no, it's not going to matter. Yeah, we can leave that orc over there. So we're going to move that orc there instead. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fight the orc. You move 4, then pull 4 the target. That would pull him off the current key. Leaves any pedal. Oh, this should be advanced up 1 because we stepped on fire. So that's the next pedal. So if anyone moves off anything that's not that pedal, it causes an issue. You move 4, then pull 4 the target. I don't see a way around it. Okay. Because I could do something before the roll, but I can't do anything else. Even if he dies, it wouldn't be enough. He's going to attack the furthest enemy, which means he's going to walk off fire. Okay, we're just going to deal with it. Unless... No. I don't see a way for it to happen. We're going to move forward with this. What we're going to do is over here is we're going to go ahead and have the enemy... You're going to move forward, then pull forward the target. Won't make a difference. We're going to have him step off, I guess, maybe. Let's see what happens. We're going to do Relentless Hunt over here. So we're going to do Relentless Hunt, and we're going to attack the enemy. We're going to roll, and we're going to find a 17 against the orc. That's going to be 9 damage against that orc from over here. So that's 70 down to 62 over here. Okay, we're down to 62. Then we can flip an attack, and so we're going to go ahead and flip a level 1 attack down to the other side. Okay. Then you can also move forward, then pull for the target. And so because of that, we can also go ahead and pull him off from terrain again, which is the best thing we're going to have to do effectively, which will reset everything, but we can somewhat push things along. So what we're going to do is we're going to move 4. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk 1, 2, I guess, which will immediately reset the coordinate down to the bottom and push everyone off. No. No, no, no. I'm sorry for the amount of hesitating over here. It just seems impossible to navigate this. 1, 2, 3 over here. We're going to go there, and then we're going to pull him off, which means we're going to pull, and that's going to deal 4 damage more to the orc. So we're going to do more terrain damage to it. 62 down to 58. And then that's going to have the result of shoving everyone off the grid to the closest space available. That's important there. That's all going to shove off over there. And then we're all kind of in this little hodgepodge. Then we go ahead, and now we're going to resolve our card stats over there. Where's our card stats? Where's our character card? Over here we go. And then we are going to now resolve the enemy's turn. The enemy is going to start target the furthest person away, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, this whole thing reset, so it is what it is. And he's going to try to target that person there. But to do so, the first thing that's going to happen is if an ally is attacked, it flips an attack, and you move 2. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the following. This enemy started within 1 of him. It's going to step across fire and away from him to target the furthest enemy. That means we're going to get a total reaction damage of 6 plus the 4 from the fire for another 10. So we're at least dealing damage to it down to 48. And then from there, it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, target the enemy. And then we're going to go ahead, and because of that, we are going to he's going to flip an attack, and we're going to move 2, which means we're going to pop over here, which will immediately shove this to the next level. So at least we'll get that done, which is still helpful-ish to a degree. Actually, we're going to shove over here so we have closer to that enemy. Then this enemy over here is going to be targeted by this. It's gonna hit everything all over again. Either way. So maybe we don't bother. Whatever. We're going to go ahead and fight. The orc's going to go ahead and fight against that guy. And he's operating against a defense of 6. And he rolled a 20. A natural 20. It's going to be 5 damage plus 16 for a total of 21 damage against it. And it's going to then lure somebody as well. So 21 damage against blue brings blue down to 48 down to 27. Which is brutally painful. Then from there, we're going to lure the furthest hero. No other villain. The effect is going to lure. If no other villain is within one of the target, pull 6 and deal 6 damage to the furthest hero. Which is bad. This is so bad. This guy's terrifying. We should have killed him first. So if no other villain, we're going to pull 6 and deal 6 damage to the furthest hero. This is the furthest hero, so 1, 2, which is going to again shove everyone off and reset this. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to deal 6 damage to green. So green's going to pop from 45 down to 39. And then we're going to then do lure. A hero that's furthest and an A of the target is pulled to it and takes 1 damage per space it moves. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's going to be 5 damage to yellow as well, going from 56 down to 51. And at least that stepped onto there, but then stepped right off, so it doesn't matter. And so that will be that. That was bad. That was bad, 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 bad. I do not have a good sense of how this is going to go. Managing this is painful because that's now the end of the round. At the end of the round, a few things are going to happen. Oh, on the plus side, I should have dealt 2 more damage to the orc because I do have that ability. So I'm going to go ahead and deal 2 more damage to the orc because we used a melee weapon. That orc is going to be... Where is the orc? Where did the orc token go? Did I lose it somewhere? Orc is blue, and I can't see any blue damage token. Did I lose a token? Oh, I moved the wrong token. This is at 48. This should be down to 46 over here. And you should be down from 45 minus the 22, was it? The 16 plus 5, 21. So 45 down to 24. Okay, wrong token moved, and now we're good to go there. This is hard. This is one of the harder things to juggle. I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing things right or wrong, but it seems like I'm reading everything correctly, and it's just very, very hard to get through it. But with that said, it's the end of the round, which means now a hero is going to take 25 damage. Basically, the furthest is from the situation at the end of the round is how much damage you're going to take, and so we are going to take 25 damage for each turn of tiles, 5 plus 20 plus 4, 5 for each one. So we're going to apply that to this guy. He's going to drop down to 60 health, and as you can imagine, that's not a pace that we can sustain forever as we go through this. But with that, at least we are done with round 1, and we have a whole lot of enemies around that orc to take him out as soon as we possibly can, because wow, he's brutal. He's currently at 46 health, so we can do this. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and start with this guy over here, with the Ascaran, the Archangel, and because we start the turn, there's at least one enemy within 2 of you, we're going to pay 3 HP to heal an ally. So we're going to pay 3, going down 1, 2, 3, and go ahead and heal this ally 24 to 31. So we're healing that. That's solid over there. That helps us a bit because this zombie mystic is a brutal pain to deal with. And then we have to try to take out the zombie mystic. So to that end, zombie mystic's going to try to attack the person who's furthest away, which involves attacking what's his name? Dragori. So to that end, whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals plus 3 damage. May apply multiple times per turn. That could be useful. Choose an ally whenever it gains a cube, it deals 4 damage to the closest enemy within 6. Oh, that could be fun. Whenever it gains a cube, it deals 4 damage to its closest enemy within 6. We could work with that possibly. So, let's go ahead and do that. You move 5, make a basic attack against another enemy. That also could be fun. Let's do... Power Leap could be interesting, but it would involve you being targeted by that person. We're going to save Power Leap. Okay. Majoring this overstraw. Okay, fine. We're going to go ahead and do Righteous Distribution. So we're going to go ahead and do Righteous Distribution over here. We're going to roll against the Bruiser, and we're going to have the Bruiser get hit with this guy over here. So we're rolling this, and we are rolling a 17. 17 is going to be a hit against the Bruiser. That's going to do 13 damage to it. So we're going to bring you down by 13. You are over here. You're at 40. 45, 46, so that brings it down to 33, and then he's going to be hit. And then choose an ally. Whenever it gains a cube, deals 4 damage to its closest enemy. So we're going to go ahead and put this onto Dragori, because why not? That's going to be our card. That's going to be done, and we are done. I believe Dragori is the one who gains cubes. I think Dragori has some cards that gain some cubes, but perhaps not. Whenever the target hits a hero. That hero gains 2. Interesting. Okay, cool. I have things I want to do here. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and do this now. Okay, so the Spider Guardian is targeting the person with the most cubes. So I think we're actually going to put it onto Hope. Hope makes the most sense right now. So to that end, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and have the enemy react, which means he's going to target Dragori over here, and then he's going to target him, moving towards Dragori, taking the most retribution damage it can, which I believe is going to be 8 from him. So it's going to walk over here, take 8 more retribution damage from him down to 25, and then target Dragori, which is interesting. It is interesting. Okay, cool. That's going to target Dragori over here, and then he's going to roll a die against Dragori's 6 over here. He did not start within 2 of Dragori, unfortunately, so that's going to be what it's going to be. Do you want to do anything else as far as preventing the damage? Luring isn't that scary right now, so I don't mind as much, so we're going to go ahead and just to take it. Dragori's going to he's going to have a defense of 8, and we rolled a 17, so we're indeed going to do our 16 damage against Dragori, which brings Dragori down from 60. You know what, we're going to go ahead and exhaust our shield, which actually gives us 5 HP more, which I forgot to do, so we're really at 65. Then we're going to shield at 6. After the attack resolves, move for the attacker. That's interesting. I could work with that. I think I could work with that. Okay. No, I can't right now. We're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and shield this. You shield the 6. After the attack resolves, move for the attacker. So we're going to lower damage by 6. We're only going to take 10 damage. 65 down to 55. And we're going to move for the attacker. Keep in mind this is an even round, so our ranged attacks have a little more flexibility. And that means we're going to move him 4. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and drop him off over here. That's going to put him there, where he's now just there. That's the benefit there, because that's going to push this along by 1. Hopefully that won't come back to bite us. And that's going to be resolving his turn and the Archangel's turn, which means it's time to figure out the next turn of how to navigate this puzzle of madness. Our goal is to kind of hurt people, but also take it to the next round, and hopefully it's so hard. If the key is on the swamp, the first melody plays. Okay, cool. If all enemies are dead and the first melody is played in any round, we have to kill all the enemies. I don't understand how we're going to do this. I don't understand. We're not going to resolve that shield. We're not. There's no point doing so. We have to kill all the enemies. No, you know what? We can do this. Okay. I think we're fine. Ish. Maybe. We're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to continue with the next hero, which is going to probably be Melody. No, Gregory. Gregory's over here is going to be the next hero who goes, because this guy's going to target the person with the most cubes, which means it actually needs to be Melody who goes next. I don't know if I'm saying Melody. Nyx is next. So Nyx is going to go, and she's going to wander around the board trying to figure out the best way to do things. Her movement is currently only 5, which is going to be a bit tricky for what we're trying to do over here. Do you have any cards that will help us with more movement? Because that would really help us out a lot. Do we have any? An ally moves 1. Do we have any abilities to move further? I don't think we do. We covered this already. That's going to be tricky. So Nyx wouldn't actually help us as far as the sequenced areas here. Nyx could help us if she's willing to move on to fire, but that only helps us if we're willing to have Gregory go first. So Gregory is indeed going to go first. So here's what's going to happen. Gregory is going to go ahead and go, and he's going to wander 1, 2, he's over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should theoretically work, just coming around over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab his hand over here, and we're going to use Focus Stance. Focus Stance is going to be 14 damage at a range of 2, which is very helpful to what we're trying to do over here. So we're going to go ahead, and enemy started turn within 1, not relevant, so we're going to roll. We're rolling against a defense of 6, we rolled a 3. Now the good news is we could go ahead and use this over here to pay 3 health and add 3 to an attacker's roll to make sure we hit that. So we just pay 3 and pay 3 health, 1, 2, 3, and that means we add 3 to our roll, and we now got a 6, and that's enough to penetrate his defense, which means we're going to do 14 damage, and we're toughened once per turn, and our passive extends to range 2. So we are going to do our 14 damage to him over there. We may as well puncture with an extra 5 over here. Let's see how much 14 does. 14 is going to bring him from 44 down to 30. Let's go ahead and do the extra 5 because I think this is worth it. That's going to bring him down to 25. Now the timing of the next bit is important because of targeting. It's now going to be the enemy's turn, and he's going to react. And on his turn, in order to react, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you expend this over here. Expend a cube to, you know what, let's do this one over here. Pay 5 HP, heal 4 an enemy, and deal 4 damage to an enemy. So over here, this is going to go drop from 25 to 21. I'm going to heal an ally who's not you, so this is going to go from 28 to 32. That'll be enough over there. And that is going to be her reacting on his turn, which means this person is going to target the person with the most cubes, and now the most cubes is tied from all these, so it's going to target closest, which means it's going to, well, I think it's just going to shoot from its range. It's not going to do anything else. Oh, it's going to deal 5 plus damage. I hate ranged heroes, ranged enemies. We're going to go ahead and resolve that. So what's going to happen is he will go ahead and he will activate those. So that will be done. So that part will be fine with. Okay, so which means we can actually try to start navigating everything else, which is at least, thankfully, a process we can work through. So what we're going to do is he's going to roll against Dragori over here, who is shielded 4 and toughened 3. Okay, so that's going to help us a bit over here as we go through things. If he's going to be take -3 damage and shielded, means he's going to go ahead and take -3 damage as well from both of those effectively. So we're going to roll for the enemy. We got a 13, which means it is a hit, but we're going to reduce our damage by 7. So 11 goes down to only 4 damage against Dragori. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why we like having Dragori as our tank. But then we're going to heal 7 the lowest enemy. That's unfortunate, and he's going to also deal +5 damage against Dragori. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and run to the target. And then we're going to deal 7 damage against, heal 7 against the tank, which is not fun for anyone, but we can still work with that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the following, because I think we can make this work. We're going to go ahead and activate the next person in our sequence. The spider's activated, so at least the enemies are done with their horrific annoyingness of attacking. Grigri. Choose an ally whenever it gains a cube. It deals 4 damage to its closest enemy within 6. I can work with that. We're going to go ahead and have Nick's move. 1, 2, 3. I want to be close enough, but I'm not overly worried past that. I think that works. And then we're going to go ahead and have her target this guy. We want to hurt him, but we don't want to kill him. That's an important facet over here. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and deal Pew Pew over here. So it's going to deal 5 plus 7 plus 6, which is not enough to kill him, which is exactly what we want. And so we're going to roll against him. He has a defense of 8, unfortunately, so we're going to have to see how well we do against that. We do 13, and that's going to be enough to do 7 plus 5 plus 6. That works over there. Okay, cool. 7 plus 5 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18. 18 to 28 brings him down to 10 health, which means he's close to dying, but not actually dead. And then we are hastened as well, if we want to be, which, why not? Let's be hastened. Sure, that helps for right now. Let's see how that plays out. That's going to be her turn, which is great. And now it's going to be Avlam's turn, which Avlam hopefully has the rest of the sequence planned out. Hopefully, I say. We'll find out. So what we're going to do with Avlam over here is Avlam's going to see something that can not kill, but hurt the spider. The spider is going to take 4 damage from walking into terrain, so it's going to be 21. He needs to make sure he's not taking damage away from that. He's going to deal 8 damage. 21. Okay. I think we can work with this. Target is distracted 3 once per turn. That works. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to do distracting shot over here. Distracting shot from Avlam. We're going to start though with having you expend this to walk onto here. So you're going to walk onto here and move this enemy here. That should be enough to do what we need. Also, this is a ranged attack, which means it's plus 2 damage against him. Forgot about that. You need to remember that for this round, because we're on an even number round. We're going to go ahead and roll against the spider. We just need to get basically a 6, and he has no enemies within 3. So as long as we get at least a 3, we're good to go on this. So we're gonna go ahead and roll, and we got the speed at which I almost saw that being bad was bad. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the following. So it's 20 over here. So it's going to be a plus 5, so it's 16 damage. So 16 damage against it. It's going to be 16. 25 down to 16 brings it down to 9 over here. Where are we? 25 down to... Where are we? 25 to 16 brings it down to 9. And then he's going to step onto the terrain over here, because when we move him stepping on the terrain, dealing another 4 damage to him. But that's going to, more importantly, move that over to there. So we're going to move to the swamp. And I think that's how we're finishing the round. That's how we're finishing the round. We're done. Target is also distracted, which we can put onto the guy the next time he wants to attack. But I'm pretty sure the next time he attacks, he's going to be dead. And then we're going to go ahead and end the round. And this is where things are a little better. So we have officially now, if the key, at the end of the round, if the key is on the swamp, which it is, we've now sung, effectively. We're still going to take 10 damage, unfortunately, to a hero of our choice. Let's go ahead and have it done to this guy over here, 48 down to 38. And if you're like, aren't you barely started this scenario over here and you still have a ton left to go? Yeah, in theory we do. In theory we do. Let's see how well we hold up across this tactical puzzle. But we have at least made the swamp sing, which is good. Because now we can kill the enemies, and even if we don't trigger it the rest of the time, it still works out well. Although taking 10 damage every single round, we might be using some more first aid in this quest. Anyways, let's go to resolve. We go to the next round. This is going to advance to the next round over here, and now we're going to proceed to kill all the various enemies, which should be pretty easy actually, because we set ourselves up to make it very easy. To that end, let's go ahead and see what happens. We have to wait till the enemies are dead, unfortunately, so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and we do want to step off onto things. I don't know if I care. I don't know if I care. Yeah, I don't know if I care necessarily. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and have it's an even number round, so we are able to do extra damage with that. This guy, these are where the enemies are, so they're basically dead as far as I'm concerned, just temporarily not dead in the meantime. And the way we're gonna handle that is we'll have someone go first. Do I particularly care? Not strongly. I guess I'll have this guy walk off here, which will immediately shove everyone off onto the closest spot. That's the only downside there. So I'm gonna shove everyone off into the closest spot immediately. Which is fine, I'm okay with that. And then we will have, which is going to then reset the key, so you have to be mindful of moving that along so we don't take too much damage each round. Then we're going to go ahead and walk over here and stomp on you, because that's what I would like to do. To that end, we're going to find the most basic spell I can over here, basic attack I can. We have a bunch of, you know, these are all, that's all great, that's all great. This is just I mean, again, we're just going through our cards at this point. So we're going to go ahead and play Gorilla Instance over here. Assuming we can just land a hit, we should be good to go. Defensive 6 over here, and we get 18. And we're done. 18. He's dead. That arrow's gone. We all gain cubes. And then because you gained a cube, this guy's going to deal 4 damage to this guy, which brings you down to 4 over here. But we all gain a cube. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 cubes gained. That was a pretty basic attack. That's all we expected. That's all we needed. That was hero 1 activating, and card 2 is dead. So hero 1, and this returns to its hero, put away. From there, we're going to go ahead and continue, and we're going to continue with the next hero, which I mean, we need to go ahead and have this guy kill. So we will walk onto here, like so. 1, 2. That's going to move this to the next tier, which is still helpful to... No, we don't want to do that. We need her to go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have you go 1, 2, 3, and that's going to move this to here. And then you're going to stomp in that enemy with any attack whatsoever, which will be useful. We're going to go ahead and just do a... I could do a move 5, even a basic attack. No, no, no. These cards are all... You know, it's going to do R of Destruction against this guy. And again, assuming we hit, we are good to go. And we rolled a 1, which is a critical miss. But because it's a miss, we're still going to, first of all, we are going to get a cube back. I have to always remember that's one ability I always forget. But then also, we're still going to do 8 residual damage, so you're still going to die. Residual damage will still take you out, and that means he's gone now. Okay, so we are done over there. So the enemies are gone, and we all gain a cube again. You gain a cube, and 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 the enemy, who is a pain, goes off the board. I feel I could have played this match so much better if I got a reset, but it is what it is. And now we're going to go ahead and continue just resolving turns. So we're going to go ahead now and have you over here go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will advance this by 1 to take us a little less damage. And then we'll have, similarly, we'll have you go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And I guess 5, because even though you'll take 4 damage, it actually negates 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually negates 5 damage because this is going to advance to here. So it actually sets us up for success, even though it's a bit of a weird situation to be in. And then we'll just keep on moving over here, because why not one more? And then that should be that. And then we are done with the round. Basically, that's it. That is our situation. These cards all go back underneath, except for the ongoing focus stance, which stays in play. And these go away. And that is round 1. We are mostly fine as far as things go. But we're going to go ahead and read 16.2 on this, not that book, 16.2. As you change the music machine tune, a door opens to another room. The sound becomes louder and one can hear a faint sound of an accompanying lute being played. The vibrations of music stir the air around you, making it dense. Faint ghosts of several people appear in front of you. They are desperate, banging the walls with closed fists, trying to open a door that won't budge. One of the ghosts looks at you and angrily rushes in your direction. The undead plague is contained. Let me see if we have a certain stat over here. The undead plague is contained. We do have a certain stat. So, your actions have also saved the lives of some of your enemies. In this case, an old, insane Dragori, but how he ended here. Replace the ghost dwarf, 06B, for a dwarf. His HP starts at 40 instead of 70. Place 2 distracted tokens on him. So it looks like one of the enemies you're facing off against is going to be a bit weaker, which I will take. I'll take any advantage I can get my hands on right now. And let's go ahead and show you what we're setting up over here. So we have this over here, and over here, we're going to go ahead and then resume the quest. Event 1 begins. So, right about now, we're going to go ahead and go back to this board over here and set up Event 1. And we are all set up and ready to go on this one. We're going to have to put this off to the side, continue the next situation. We do have a few things to be mindful of. First of all, we have removed all the train tiles. Fortunately, the game gave us that grace, which makes it a drop easier to actually, not reactivate everything. We still have to reset the key anyway, though. And then down over here, we have to be mindful of, we have 3 enemies, and the dwarf is the one we want to take out first because he's targeting heroes that are furthest away. We learned the hard way last round that those are the hardest ones to navigate because they're going to step off the tile that they're on no matter what you do around it, because just the furthest way is furthest away. With that, we can go ahead and dive into the next situation and see how we could not die as much. Oh, also, we're supposed to have one of our allies take 10 damage because we did manage to get it over here, but it's still 10 damage. So let's go ahead and have this guy over here, 28 down to 28. Okay, we're definitely going to need some first aid situation. That's going to be this chest over here. We're going to gather the chest and see what the best we can do is. So, how quickly can we take out the dwarf? I mean, hopefully fast. Let's see what we can do. Dwarf only has 40 health, which is pretty good. Dwarf is targeting the furthest hero. Dwarf is going to take 3 damage if we push him onto this situation here, which is fine. We are currently on an even numbered round, unfortunately. No, not unfortunately, that's good. That means ranged attacks have more control and deal more damage. So we're going to try to just take out the dwarf as much as possible with this guy's first attack. Now, we know we're going to deal at least 4 if we can get him on here. He's only at 40. He's going to step off of there with another movement, which is going to be 42, so it's going to be 8. We're going to do plus 8 for terrain damage is 16, so we need to do 24 damage to it. What's our damage over here? That's not going to help us. 24. Can we do 24 damage? I don't think we can. Not on its own. But we may be able to do other things. 10 damage, 2 other enemies within range. Take 3 damage each. That's okay, but not great. Can we do anything else to do? If we do 10 damage, we need to get 8, 24. We need to do like 14 more damage to it. So that's going to be kind of hard, but still possibly doable. And we definitely want to take him out because it'll just make our life a whole lot easier. So to that end, can we do anything clever or interesting to take it out in any way, shape, or form? I don't know offhand, at least not yet. We could have that guy pay 4 HP to make a basic attack on a villain's turn, but then he'd have to go first, and we're trying to even get far enough. He doesn't even have a ranged attack. Let's see what we have over here for the Askaran Bruiser over here. The Askaran over here, does he have a ranged attack? He does. May during the target's turn, take 10 damage before striking. Oh, this is an interrupt. That's not going to help us right now. Celestial Armor is not, so he has an interrupt, but he otherwise doesn't have the movement necessary. So that means we kind of need to bring an enemy to within range to be able to take it out. So I guess it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and deal with it. So we're going to have the dwarf ultimately attack somebody, which is not what I love, but I don't love the disengaged part. No other enemies within 1. And if he's over here, he can go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is unfortunately enough to do damage. There's a lot to navigate here, so it's going to be what it's going to be, and we'll figure out the best way we can. The spider's still ranged, which I do not love. Okay. Let's figure it out. Let's figure this out and see the best we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not the worst. In fact, that's actually not the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. We're going to have Nyx go first, because I think Nyx can possibly control for some things. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can work around that. Okay, we're going to have Nyx go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to start by pushing this up 1. Then she's going to target the dwarf in front of her. She doesn't have an ally within 3 of her. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so much stuff to manage here. So much stuff. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do it. Still going to do it. She's just not going to do the plus 5 damage. It is what it is. Then we're going to go ahead and do one of these effects over here, which is we can do 3 to attack roll. Do not apply passive power. Choose an ally. Whenever it regains HP, a hero heals 4. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So we're going to attack right now with Exalted Soul. Exalted Soul is going to ignore one villain when checking focus. Doesn't really matter. We're attacking the dwarf over here. And then the dwarf, because of that, is going to try to walk around her to target them, which is going to result in residual damage. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We got an 11, which is enough to hit the dwarf with a defense of 9. Holy hell. These people are hard. So we're going to go ahead and deal 11 damage to the dwarf. The dwarf goes down from 40 down to 29 over here. And then choose an ally. Whenever it regains HP, a hero heals 4 once per turn. So we're going to go ahead and give it to you. Why not? You know what? We can actually give it to you over here. So we're going to give it to that guy over here. Okay? Whenever it regains HP. No. We're going to give it to Grigori. Grigori's going to get that. Grigori's going to be our tank, as we always try for that. That's going to be her turn. Her turn is done. She is activated. It's time for this guy to respond. This guy is going to go ahead and respond, although we possibly could do things out of turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could do some more attacks. Keeping in mind, he's going to take at least 6 reaction damage, and he's currently at 29. That's not enough, unfortunately. She did do a ranged attack, so that actually has plus. We're going to knock him over there and deal 2 more damage. 1, 2. And then he can make a basic attack and also do. Is it only moving 1 or is it moving 2? I think it's only moving 1. But if we do 2 of them, we can only do 1 per turn, unfortunately. So, let's see what we can do. We could have. You can move 2 an ally and 2 an enemy. So we're going to have him pay this to do this, and go ahead and pay to go 1, 2, knocking you into space. Actually, we're going to knock you over there. So that's going to be 4 damage to you, So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is still while on her turn. And then you move 2, which means you're going to go ahead and pop 1, 2 into play. That's going to be there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could hit you. Then we could still do things here, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Then we're going to go ahead and have you go ahead as well and activate. We're going to do another 8 damage. We're going to pay 4 HP and make a basic attack. So we're going to pay 4 health points. 4 health points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a basic attack. We're going to roll against that. That's going to be a 2, which is brutally abysmal. So unfortunately, there's no recovery on those. So that just is what it is, which was a terrible use of 4 HP because that roll was just bad. Bad. And I think we're just going to let the dwarf resolve. I don't think there's much we can do. So the dwarf's going to go ahead and resolve, and it's going to go ahead and go 1, taking 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I think this is the furthest enemy can reach, so it's going to go ahead and just stop over here and target that enemy. And then it's going to, it's going to attack you. So that's going to be no other villains within one of the target. That's going to happen, unfortunately. We're doing a whole bunch more things than I like. The enemy did not start its turn within 2, so yeah, not a lot we can do there, unfortunately. Yeah. Did a hope go? Did hope put on this person? Okay. Yeah. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the following. We're going to have this activation over here. An ally pays 3 HP. We're going to have, Nyx pay it. So going from 39 to 36 over here. Then you heal 6. So you're going to go up 6 plus 4 because we have Exalted Soul. So you're going to go up 10, which is going to be helpful because we're about to take a beating. And we're going to go ahead and roll against you. And I think we'll even give you extra defense. So we're going to give you extra protected over here. So we're going to roll this over here, flip that. That means it gives us a plus 3. So as long as the enemy rolls an 11 or lower, or 10 or lower, I should be more specific. So as long as you roll 10 or lower, we roll a 17. So it's still going to hit us, unfortunately, for 14 damage. And then 14 damage against us. So we're going to negate that by 4 because we are toughened, 3 because toughened. So it's going to be 14 damage less that much. So 11 damage from 56 down to 45. 45. And then we are going to go ahead and echo 6. Another hero closest is going to take 6 damage. So you're going to take 6 damage, unfortunately. We are having a brutal time over here. And then as well, it's another 7 damage and push to the target. So push to the target and 7 more damage because there's no enemies that close by. So 45 down to 37. I'm going to move this wall because it's just in the way. Okay, that's going to be that situation. Not the best. The dwarf did activate on the plus side, but he's still alive and still a threat, unfortunately. But at least he's not on anything. So maybe we ignore him for right now. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But in the meantime, we're not done yet. We're trying to get an enemy onto the fire. An enemy who won't necessarily move. If no other heroes within one of the target. Who's the target with the most HP? You are. Okay. So here's what we're going to do now. I think we got this so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this guy over here target this enemy over here, which I think can work in our favor. No, not yet. Not yet. Darn it. Darn it. We're not able to do this yet. We still need to advance this further, which is going to be tricky because he's going to want to target the hero with the most HP and he wants to move, which means we just really need to get back in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 more movement. Can we do anything as far as this guy moving around? You could do a move, and then that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I get an hero? I don't know what's going to happen right now. But we're going to try this. We're going to see what happens over here as we do this. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this over here, power leap. So we're going to do power leap over here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're trying to get back into combat. Then we're going to do attack that guy for 12 damage. So we're going to roll against his defense of 9, which should be doable. We just need to go ahead and roll over here. We got a 14, which is beautiful. That's going to be 12 damage against him. No hero started within, no enemy started within 2 of us. but we're still doing 12 damage against this guy, dropping him down to 7. So he'll be dead sooner than we think. And then we're going to move 5 and make a basic attack against another enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a basic attack against that guy. That's going to go away there. A basic attack is going to be, well, exactly what it sounds like, a basic attack, but also against a defense of 8 as well. And we're going to get an 11, which is going to hit him, but this time for only basic attack is going to be 8 damage. So we're going to do 8 damage against this guy, bringing him down to 67 over here, which is something, I'll take it. But he's now unfortunately going to react against the hero with the most HP, which is going to bring him into this zone. Now he can't actually reach him because it's more than 5 away, so instead he's going to take 3 rage damage, 1, 2, 3, and target this guy over here. Which means we're going to target you, and then, oh, interesting, 5. You know what we're going to do? We're going to exhaust this over here for the extra 5 damage against this guy, bringing you down to 2 over there. Then he's going to target him. We're going to go ahead and exhaust this over here, so we're shielded a bit to start using our resources because we need them. And he's going to attack for 18 plus push. Holy freaking, this is a lot. So in the meantime, and in fact, because of that, we're going to move over here on our turn when we have that opportunity so that we can be within that. But he's going to go ahead and target him. So he's rolling against a defense of 7. And let's see what happens over here. We got a 18, which is unfortunately enough to hit for 18 damage against this. Negated by 5 brings us down to 13. 13 against 28 brings you down to 15. It's all good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get pushed back. And then no other heroes within 1 of the target, which is true. Pull 6 and deal 6 damage to the furthest hero. So this is going to do this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to now take 6 damage. So he's going to go from 37 down to 31. And that's the situation. A whole bunch of bad things happening because that's the stuff that's happening. Whew. On the plus side, he's activated and he's arguably less of a threat in theory. Now the dwarf is dead. We know that. Everyone else is still in play as a horrifically bad threat that we don't like. But we've only activated 2 people, fortunately. So we still have him to activate, and the nice part is he has the ability to move here and activate. We have a whole bunch of cubes over here. Anything you can do on an enemy's turn. You heal 1 for every 5 damage dealt this turn. That's not enough. Pay 4 HP, make an 8 range basic attack. Interesting. Interesting. We could manipulate that to a degree, but I don't think we want to yet. This guy over here, we need to move him. We need to move him, but then if no other heroes within 1 of the target. I don't love that. Because he's targeting the hero with the most HP. Deal 5 damage and run to the target. This is the problem. This is the problem. We're working our way towards things happening, but not with enough yet. And we need to get this, the end of the round, we need to get everything to be, if the key is on the planar rift. If we can get the key to the planar rift, it makes our life a lot easier. That's the tricky part. So we need to effectively get someone onto here, then onto here, then onto here, and that's it. Which is surprisingly hard. Surprisingly hard. So to that end, right now, 1, 2, 3. This guy's in the way. Or we could just take the damage. So we could get here easily enough. The tricky part is the next thingy from there is you're the hero with the most HP, and there's no one within 1 of you. So what can we do to solve that? And the answer might be, it might be nothing. But the alternative, if no other hero is within 1 of the target, can I get you to heal? If I can get you to heal, that would do it. So if you can heal, because heal 3 a hero on an enemy turn. So we just had this enemy's turn, so we're going to have this guy over here activate, paying this 1 over here. It's still not enough. Because we have you activating and you activating. That would make you have 3, but it wouldn't be enough to do this. This is so tricky to manipulate. We're still going to do it, because why not? So we're going to go ahead and pay that. We pay 3. We heal 3 a hero, and then because of our ability, we heal 4 more, so we heal 7 to this hero, 31 to 38. Then, we could have you go here. We need to have you go here. Or we could have you shoot him to push you here. if we have you shoot him and go here, and then you go here, it's still not enough. We know we can kill somebody else, which will give us some degree of control. So you might have to go there. Okay, so don't see strong ways around this, but we will try to do what we can and hope for the best, maybe. Let's see. So ranged attacks, as we know, deal extra damage, which we haven't necessarily been doing across the board, but let's try what we can do. You may move any number of targets hit up to 3 squares each. That could be useful at the end of the round if we can force everything to exhaust. So if I go last with you, that could do it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This guy is going to react against the hero with the most HP, which is you. So we want to go ahead and deal +5 damage, run to the target. So, apologies for this much thinking. It's just very tricky to make this work. You can pull 6 an enemy too, which is nice to know. We have to close the gap between you and you, which would be great, but I don't think we can. Because I guess we could if we... Do we have any ranged abilities over here? We have Inspire Strength. Move for the target that makes a special attack. That attack is not spent. It does not apply temporary or permanent effects. Okay. This is a whole lot of managing, but I think it's worth it to try to survive. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means you're going to take residual damage from that guy. Unfortunately, you're going to take 8 reaction damage, but that'll also make you not the most taken. I don't think I can do it. Move for the target, then it makes a special attack. That attack is not spent. So it has to be a ranged concept. What do we have for this guy? My problem is the spider, ultimately. Okay, let's try the following. So, Dragori's going to go. He's going to go ahead and do this. Inspire Strength. He currently is the hero with the most. He's going to move 1 over here to keep it nice and simple. He's going to move for a target. So, 8 squares, target an ally, you take 4 damage. This attack can never be regained or copied. Taking 4 damage is not the bestest for my plan here, but I can still work with it. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead, and because it's an ally's turn, he can go ahead and spend this. Oh, it will happen on enemy's turn. We'll do that shortly. Oh, we can't do that. We need to heal. You heal 1 before roll. We need to heal somehow. Alright, we'll figure this out. Then, what if we go here? So if we go 1, 2, you're over here. Let's try to kill that guy first. So on an ally's turn, we're going to go ahead and have you give up a cube to deal 2 damage to an ally. So boom, he's gone. Not ally, enemy. He's gone. Everyone gains a cube. Gives us some more flexibility. Sorry for how long this is taking. This is very complicated, but it works. So he's now done. He died off the grid. Then, because of that, this guy is going to now, you uncharge your tokens and heal an ally. So we're going to heal Dragori, because that gives us control over being the one with the most health. 34 to 43. Okay, so 43 over there. Then we are going to go ahead and he gets 4 more, because choose an ally whenever it gains HP. A hero heals 4. So we're going to get 4 more HP to 47. So we're good over there. And then we are going to go ahead, now we're going to do this, where we're going to pull an ally in play. So we're going to pull you into play. So 1, 2, 3. Where are we trying to go? We're trying to move here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there we are as far as that goes. Then we're going to go ahead and Inspire Strength. This card is gone. Make a special attack. We're going to make a special attack with him. He's going to use his advanced attack over here. This counterspell? No, this shockwave over here. Up to 2 enemies within 8 squares. 8 damage per hit. And you may move any number of targets hit up to 3 squares each. So what we're going to do now is we're going to target, first we're going to target this orc guy over here. We're going to go ahead and target him. Does not count as our first attack per turn because it's not really our turn. Yeah, it's not our turn. So right now it's someone else's turn, so we're going to go ahead and target this person over here, rolling against an 8 over here. So we roll and we got a 13, which is enough. That's going to be 18 damage per hit, and you can move targets. So he's going to go 1, 2 onto there, which advances this. That's going to be 18 damage. So that is red taking 18, going from 64 down to 46 down to 36. Is that correct? 66 down to 18, so 56 and 46. So 46 over here, red took a nice hit. Now we could target this guy as well, and he's going to react. So we have to be careful about that one. Against a defense of 6 over here, so we're going to see what we got. That's off of camera, but it is a 9, or maybe it's on camera, I don't know. But that's going to be a 9 over there. So that 9 is going to do 18 damage to him, and we could again move him as well. Now him we want to be careful moving, but I think we're fine moving him because he now won't move. So we're going to shove you onto here, which should work. They're going to do 18 damage against you. So you're going to drop from, hopefully I'm moving the right ones. I don't know if I have or not. I feel like I haven't. I feel like at different points I moved the wrong ones, but we're just going to go ahead and go with it. 46 down to, no, that is the right one. Okay, 46, 18 down from 60 brings us down to 52. 42, I do it correctly. So 42, 18 damage, and this attack is kept right now, which gives us a lot of flexibility because, so it gets kept. So we're going to keep that there, and that was Grigori's turn, which I think is pretty darn solid because now all enemies have activated effectively. So they've done their thing. No, he isn't activated. He needs to attack. He's going to attack Grigori over here because Grigori has the highest health. He's going to go ahead and roll against Grigori. That enemy's going to go ahead and attack Grigori, and he's going to roll a 3, which is beautiful because that is important, especially important because I missed the fact that he would flee otherwise, which would completely ruin everything we're trying to do. So that's good in that sense. In the meantime, so that's going to be 3, so he's going to do 8 residual damage against him, 8 residual damage against Grigori, less his toughness of 4. He didn't start within 2, but I guess we could have made him start within 2. We should have done that anyways, which even better, because what would have happened is if he had started over here, then he would have taken damage. Could we have moved him? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could have moved him there. So a few things happened. So first of all, sorry, apologies for backstepping a few things. He would take 4 damage for landing on terrain damage. Then he would take damage for not attacking him as the reaction damage, so bringing it down to 30. And then he missed, so does 4 damage plus shielded, so only Grigori only takes 1 damage from that attack. So that worked out overall pretty well. I'm okay with how that turn went. And now finally, we get to go Avalon the Wizard over here. And this is the one part which might be a little irritating because now that he's that close over here, can we walk around? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could. No, he's just stepping away, stepping away. So he's going to take reaction damage either way, which honestly may have been a slight mistake. Slight miscalculation, but I'll take it. We're going to go ahead and lower your reaction damage over here is 8 over here, so 21 down to 13 in order to take reaction damage because we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and step on that. I guess we may as well go 5 so we can get closer to the chest over here and pick that up next turn. Do we even have 6 movement? We do not have 6 movement. We only have 5 movement. So we're done there, and now we can go ahead and attack. And I guess we probably want to attack the... Who's the greater threat? If we attack the spider now, there's a decent chance he will only activate once the entire next turn. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's attack the spider. He's at least 4 away on the first hit of our turn, but we did move, so there is that. And deal 8 damage if it takes terrain damage. So, by the way, this over here is stepped over here, and then over there because of the sequence of those. So, I don't care about the terrain damage element aspect right now because I don't want to mess with them. So that's going to be what it's going to be. We're just going to go ahead and throw a magic missile, I guess. I guess a magic missile is all I really have that's useful. So we're going to go ahead and throw a magic missile at this guy over here. We're going to go ahead and roll and see what we get. And we're rolling against a defense of 6 over here. And we rolled a 5, which is about par for the course. Unfortunately, do we have anything that can modify that? I don't think so. So it's just going to go ahead and take 5 residual damage. And that's going to do not enough, but 30 down to 25. At least we got a cube for missing for that. So that will help us be able to, like, you know, do something with that later. But that is going to be the round. That's going to be all of his items are refreshed. We may as well have done the extra 5 for the short bow. So let's go ahead and do the 5 for the short bow because we're going to, we're going to refresh that soon enough. So we're at 25. We're all fine. We're good. We're going to leave that alone. And then we are going to continue with the next round. Now the important bit here, and this is the important bit, is all the heroes have activated. Everyone's activated. Everyone's locked on their grid. And we did successfully get to the point where we played the song. We played the mezzo hymn plays. Which means now we can kill the enemies. Also, we only take 5 damage at the end of the round, which means right now at the end of the round, we're going to go ahead and have you take 5 damage down to 31, And there you are. That's the end of the round sequence. And someone's going to step off over here, but at least the Mezzo him has played, so we can now move to the next step of the scenario. It's a long one. Anyways, that's that situation there, which means we now move to round 5. Oh, I forgot a bunch of things over here because we attacked, which meant we deal extra damage with our attacks. So 1, 2. These are ranged attacks. And then 1, 2 against the big guy over here. 1, 2, and it may have been more. We may have missed a few, but honestly, we're missing things in both directions. This game has a lot going on and a lot to follow. And speaking of which, do I want to try to take any actions on the enemy's last turns? No, it's fine. We're gonna deal with it now. So we have to kind of be mindful of the fact that right about now, people are going to die while not on their right systems, which is fine. That's okay. We're just trying to do the best we can to not, take too much damage. So to that end, right about now, let's see if we can kill this guy. 23. He's going to target the hero with the most HP, which means he's going to try to target this guy. So as long as we can move close enough to him, we should be able to take him out. In theory, maybe. Melee attacks move them right now. So that would do it, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and have you go 1, 2 over here. So you're going to go next to that guy. Okay. At the start of your turn, if there's at least one enemy within 2 of you, there is. By the way, this should now be back on by her turn, by the way. But over here, there's at least one enemy within 2 of you. So you're going to pay 3 HP, going down 1, 2, 3 to heal an ally. So you're going to jump up to 20. Okay, that's at least a good thing. Then we're going to have you attack you. Because I think if we do this right, we can have you deal reaction damage 8. So as long as we get at least 15 damage in, that should be enough to kill it. And our attacks deal +2, so we need to do, because it's an odd round, so we need to deal 13 damage. And it's worth noting that we get a refresh turn right now, because we have none of our spells in play. So we're refreshing all our things, which means we can pull this back up over here. So we're going to pull that in play. So we need to deal 13 damage. 13 damage should be doable. Make a basic attack against another enemy. That's interesting. We could do that. 12. What can we do to deal extra damage against people? Let's see how this plays out. I think we're fine as far as things go. But I'm just trying to think this through. Making sure everything is fine. I think we're fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do a power leap again. Although it might set me off in the wrong direction. I don't know if I love that, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a power leap. We're going to attack this guy over here. We're rolling against a defense of 6. Let's go ahead and roll. And we got an 11. That's enough to deal damage to it. That's going to be 12 damage to it. That's going to bring you down to, 15. So 23 down to, 14. So 23 minus 14 brings you down to, why can't I do math? 9. 9 plus 14 is 23. Yes, 9. Okay. Then what's going to happen next is we're going to go ahead and because nothing, he didn't move off. He won't move off. What is going to happen is he's going to die. Okay, we're fine with this. We're fine with this. So what's going to happen is he's going to try to attack him, but he's going to take reaction damage from him. But also, you're going to go ahead and spend a cube to be able to ping him for 3 damage. He's going to go down 1, 2, 3. Then when he attacks him, because he's the hero with the most HP, instead, he's going to die because he takes the reaction damage from him, which as soon as he dies, everyone steps off to the closest square. I'm going to put that as the closest just in case, or, whatever. That should be fine. Okay, he dies, and everyone gets back a cube, which means you, technically, I've been a little inefficient with, because you have an extra cube that you're not using, which is a problem, but at least we got that out of the way, and this, unfortunately, resets down to here, but at least we can play around with some things now. Now that we've done that, we've done our power leap, we also get to move 5. So when we move 5, we're going to make a basic attack against somebody else. Ooh, I would be better if we can move on to here, but I don't think we can. Huh. Basic attack. Basic attack. Can I do this? Can we do anything else to make anyone else move 2? Can we make an enemy move 3? I don't think we can. What we could do, we know he's going to become the target there. Target with the most HP. So this guy's gone, by the way. We should get rid of both these cards. They're both gone. We've done some of our job. But I'm trying to see if we can get this thing to activate first, which would be ideal. But I don't see a way to do so, so we're just going to not and resolve that. And that is what it is. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and run to you. So 1, 2, I can't move onto that off. 1, 2, we're just going to move over here. We're going to resolve basic attack against you. So to that end, we're going to go ahead and roll against a defense of 8. Unfortunately, we got a 9 over there. That's going to be basic attack, so it's going to be 8 damage against you. So you're going to drop down from 44 down to 36. Unfortunately, you hit back with a vengeance. Oh, that could be fun. What if I moved over here? That's fine. Because then, oh no, it's not, because that's the target. Okay, that's okay. Either way, so you're going to go ahead and try to go past us, which means you're going to take 8 reaction damage. So 36 down to 28 over here, which is fine up to a point. The question, this is the basic attack, is gone over here, so I need to mark some things here. Lots of stuff happening. So we mark this over here. He's done. He's going to be activating. The question is, do we want to do anything else that we can do while it's still our turn? Deal 2 damage to an enemy. That won't help. Before roll, empowered 6. That could help-ish, maybe. I don't know. I don't see a strong ability I can do. We could try to do multiple before roll. Here's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to do the following. We're going to go ahead on your roll. We're going to pay 2 HP. So you're going to go down to 1, 2. And that's going to have a few effects. So that's going to go ahead and lower that. And then it's empowered 6. The attack becomes empowered 6, but because we charged all, we also deal 9 damage, so it's going to be an extra 15 damage. So 15 damage brings you from 28 down to 13, which that's the number we can work with right now, because as 13 is the number, these are all going to flip, and that means now, as soon as it becomes the enemy's turn, we can also go ahead and start taking attacks against him as well. So I'm going to start with you because you have too many cubes. You're going to pay 4 HP. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're dying over here badly, but it is what it is. We're going to make a basic attack against this guy. We're going to roll against a defense of 8, but we do get +1 on basic attacks. What is that? What is that? It's a 19, just shy of a 20, but it's enough to deal 8 damage to him, bringing him down. This guy's dead already. This guy's dead already. Bringing him down from 13 down to 5. And then, as well as that, that is a melee attack, so it's +2. And do we resolve the melee attack at +2 as well? I don't believe we did, so +2, which means now we can also go ahead and have you pay this to go ahead and resolve that, and deal 3 damage, and kills him before he can actually go ahead and hurt us. So, a whole lot of things that happen there, but net result is that he's dead, and we all get a cube, and we still have actions to carry out to possibly help us minimize how much damage we take. Because that was only Oscarin's turn? It's only Ascarin's turn. That was all on Ascarin's turn. That was brutal, actually. You can have satisfying turns when you play this game. Anyways, now that we've done that, we're going to try to see just how much we can mitigate our horrifically bad situation. So we're going to start with having her walk onto this zone over here, and that's going to move this by 1. Then I guess we should have you go ahead and go, and you're going to pick up the chest, so we have the chest, and then walk into this zone, which is going to push us over here. Then, can we do anything else to make our own characters move more? I don't think we can, but we can still mitigate to a degree. It would just be great if we can move it drop more. Move 2, you move 2. That would, on an ally's turn, I guess we could do that. So on an ally's turn, who didn't go? Grigori didn't go, so Grigori's the only one who can go. So it doesn't help us necessarily. If anyone else can go, that would help, but Dragori is the one in play. So Grigori's going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. I step onto here, take 4 fire damage, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it does move this one further along, which means we'll only be taking 10 damage at the end of the round. End of round occurs, 2 things are going to happen. First of all, we're going to give Nyx over here 10 damage, dropping you to 21. Okay, so again, things are brutally bad, but we're on to the last room. Good thing the bosses aren't difficult at all. We have all this set up over here, and now we go ahead and read 16.3. Another door opens, and inside you can see a room filled with barrels of rotten food and many broken down musical instruments. The ghost of a man is in a corner, holding a small shiny gem with both hands. "Make them stop! Make them stop!" he moans as he moves back and forth. He turns to you, screaming, "I don't have enough! Go away! You can still run! Go to Mirar!" As the gem in his hands jolts energy into a dead body on the ground, he keeps screaming at you. "Who are you? This food is mine!" As he embraces a barrel of rotten food while the corpse close by being to move by itself. "Go away! I earned it in a deal with the leader of the Union. There's not enough for us all." He stares at you with madness as he charges in your direction. Resume the quest. Begin event point 2. So once again, we're going to go ahead over here. We're going to grab this and we're going to set up based on this situation over here. We're just going to set up the page and we'll be right back. And we're back and all set up and ready to go. And basically, we'll see what happens. The boss has 210 health. Now, there is a way to deal more damage to the boss than you typically would, because 200 health might sound like a large number because it is an obscenely large number. But if you do get this to the very end and then step on that, then at the end of the round, if the boss is holding the key, this is going to transfer the boss, and at the end of every round, he's going to take 140 damage, which basically means 2 rounds of that will kill him. So, that should be easy, right? As you've seen, it's not the easiest to manage these enemies, and so we're going to do what we can over here. We're going to try to see what we can do. I do think this is one of those quests where we're going to use our first aid chest over here. These can heal heroes for 30 and give 10 health to other heroes. I think this is going to be one of those times we need that, because I don't see a way around it otherwise. I just don't see a way around it. I think that is what it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue. So, I think starting off the bat for this round, we do have to start with our tank, Dragori over here, because Dragori is the only one who can actually close the distance on these enemies and hopefully make them reconsider their violent ways, which is not necessarily what's going to work. So, let's see what we can do. And there's going to be something here, I have to check something. It might be something as far as some rule stuff. We're going to figure it out. So, let's see what we have over here. Dragori is refreshed. Dragori has a second wind because he used an ultimate, so he's not yet refreshed yet. So he can't refresh his stuff in the moment. But whenever the target hits a hero, the hero gains 2. Oh, that could be fun. That could be fun. So you have to just decide who we're hitting with that. I guess it would work on Dragori. That seems reasonable. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and have closest and with an 8. I think this works. I think this actually makes sense right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Dragori go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. Okay, that's going to push this one over, which is always a good start to anything. Although if anyone actually steps onto any tiles, it's going to reset that. But let's see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. All right. Then we're going to target this enemy over here with second wind. Second wind is going to be fighting against defensive 7 over here. We're going to roll and see what we get. We got a 9, which is perfect. That's all we need over there. 9 is going to do 13 damage, or an ally, and then dispel 1, or an ally moves 1. Now, everyone's more than 8 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone's more than 8 away, which is very important right now. So we are going to go ahead and deal 13 damage to that guy, which is going to bring his circle little base over here from 60 down to 47, which is lovely. But then, whenever the target hits a hero, so we're going to put this on him, whenever the target hits a hero, the hero gains 2 cubes. Ends if used. Oh, it ends if used? That's not as optimal as I thought it was. I'll still take it. Alright, then the enemy is going to go ahead and try to attack us, because that makes sense. He is starting within 2 of us, and so he's going to attack Dragori, because Dragori has the most HP. That's his defined target. He's going to go ahead and roll against a defense of 8. He's going to roll a cocked die over there. He's going to roll a 15, and that's going to be 15 against Dragori, which means he's going to deal 12, less Dragori 7, so he deals 5 damage to Dragori, which we can totally take. We're totally fine. We're fine. It's fine. But then he's going to pull 6 another hero, closest and within 8. He can't. His effect over here is 2 heroes with the most health, lose most cubes, lose 1, but there's none within 8, so he does not do so. And then he's going to give Dragori 2 cubes because, oh, the 2 heroes with the most, I guess Dragori would arguably lose 1. So Dragori is going to lose 1, and that's going to be it. And second one is going to return to Dragori, and that is going to be that entire sequence there. Not bad for the first turn. We have 2 enemies activated, barely a dent in our heroes. We're feeling great, except there is a boss who's really terrifying and dangerous, so not as great as you might think. The control element here is brutal. So let's see what we can do as far as the control element. Because right now, ranged attacks have more control to be able to target enemies. So does Nyx have a... She has a blast, a 3x3 area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we can get someone here within this area, then we can activate on them. And that would give us a degree of additional control, which would be great if we can make it work. We only have to move enemies 1 with that, though. So there's still decisions to be made here. Can we even hope to realistically get everyone on these? Because right now, we can get him on here. Then we can get them on there. Them on here. But we need to step onto here. We need to step on there with a hero if the key when a combatant enters the planar rift. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to try to make this happen. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're going to try to make it happen. So the first thing we're going to do is on an ally's turn, whoever's ally is going next, we're going to have Dragori expend 2 cubes to, you may move 2, okay, but we're not going to. We're going to have this person go 1, 2. Okay, so now we can ignore him safely, and that pops 2 over there. So now we just need to get 1, 2 We need to step these 2, 3. We need to do 3 more steps, and then the boss already has the token, which would make our life significantly easier, because then we just need to survive 2 rounds, which is great. We can survive 2 rounds. But decisions have to be made. So, we're not going to do this. We're not going to be able to survive. Did we use our longsword? I think we used our longsword. I could be mistaken. I think we used that. We also haven't used our healer and shooter extra thingies, which we should use at some point because we want to. Okay. Right about now, we have the ability to move ranged attacks deal +2, 8 squares up to 2 enemies, could move 2. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could make this work. The only issue is going to the defense and the defense roll. So let's see if we can do this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you activate. So we're going to have activate Avalon the Wizard is going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that should be doable. Nyx is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the issue. The issue is, can we do that? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we move further? We can only move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't even move 8. Why am I doing that? Why am I doing a movement of 8? I can't do a movement of 8. So can I even do this at all? Where did I start? I started over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 away. 2 away. Can I do this? Add 3 to the attack rolls result. I can't have the range for this. Do we have anything that lets you uncharge, heal 9, uncharge the tokens you heal, heal, heal? None of these are what we want. I think I figured this out, but it's going to involve a whole lot of things working well to a degree. With some, I think we have tips and tricks up my sleeve. We're going to try to do what we can do here. It's a lot. It's a lot. So let's see if we can figure this out. So, we're going to start with him over here. I think this is the right character to move. You're going to move 6. You're going to move there. We're going to try. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So we're going to do that over there. Then what we're going to do is your turn is done. You've entered this area, you're in the zone, but your turn is done. We'll actually step 1 away over here so we're not victim to being hit by that guy. But then we're going to shift. That's it. We didn't attack. We just did a double movement instead. Then we're going to shift. Because now it's going to be an ally's turn. And on the ally's turn, am I doing this correctly? I think I am. I think you have to go there and push that guy there. And then how about this guy? That can be on the enemy's turn, which I think can work. So here's what we're going to do. On your turn, you're going to pull him onto here. So now it's an ally's turn, which means you're going to expend a cube and pull 6 an ally. So you're going to pull them onto here. That's going to shift that here, and he's going to get the bonus effect if he takes 4 damage. Yay. That's his entire turn. Done. It's still the ally's turn. We're going to have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so you're within range. So now we can hit this guy, who's already activated, fortunately. This guy is not. This guy is not. We're going to be sacrificing a lot to make this work, but that's going to shove him. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a basic attack, which actually means we're going to refresh all our things over here, which we never really used any of our defensive stuff. It is what it is. So like we probably tactically should have used some, vests earlier on. I always forget to use them earlier on. But we're going to refresh our stuff, and we're going to go ahead and 2 other enemies within range take 3 damage. Sure, why not do that? Or we can do target is distracted 3. Don't know if I care about that. We could do Arcane Blast. Don't know if it helps me. We could do 12 damage plus 2. That's going to be a movement of 2. We only need to do movement of 1, 2. Oh, we do need that. We do need Arcane Shot, okay? Because we don't have enough movement otherwise. So now we're going to use Arcane Shot against this guy, which is going to do the following. Okay? It's going to go ahead and damage him, hopefully, assuming we have a defensive 7 over here. Should be doable. We're going to go ahead and roll. We just need to against 7, and we got a 13, which can be 12 damage. Target is 4 or more away from you, so it's going to get push 2, plus movement 2 over here, plus 5, so it's an actual total of 12. We want an even number round. Our cube's gone. We want an even number round over here, so it's going to be 14 damage against that dwarf, which brings him down from 47 down to 33. And then we're going to push him for 1, 2, 3, 4, at which point he does not react, and he's the only one left. Okay, he's the only one left, which is fine. We've activated this guy. We've used our arcane shot. This guy's activated. You know what? We're going to go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and use our freaking short bow now to get that out of the way, so we can bring him down from 33 to 28, and that's done. Things are looking good-ish. And then we still have Nyx over here, but 2 enemies plus the boss still have to activate. But we should be able to make this work. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have Nyx activate to target. I don't know if we care necessarily, but we're going to have Nyx activate to go ahead. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as her movement allows her to. She's going to target this person, because why not? And allies within 3 of you on the first of your turn. Sure, let's do that. Do we have a larger effect we can target over here? We can target the big bad boss if we want. I don't think it matters, actually, because we pulled the boss onto here. We're going to push him onto here, which means we should be able to do this. Dispel or an ally moves 1. +3 to attack roll if you're the combatant closest to the target. We're not. Do not apply passive power. The target heals 20, moves 3, and makes a primary attack. I don't want to target my target's moving at all. Okay? Although healing 20 against that guy is not bad, actually, right now, considering how otherwise we're in trouble. Moves 3 and makes a primary attack? I guess we could do that. Sure, let's go ahead and have that happen. Why not? I guess? I don't know if I care. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Vitality Juice Box over here. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do Vitality Juice Box, which is going to be our ultimate. The target is going to be him. He's going to heal 20, so he's going to jump from 8 to 28 over here. He's going to move 3 and make a primary attack. So we're just going to simply move you over there. I'm going to have you make a primary attack against this guy. Okay? Oh, we don't want to do that yet. We don't want to do that, actually, because you need to specifically be over there. So what? Back to 8. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. So we're going to go ahead and just do a regular old... I guess our Holy Blast could do it, but it just doesn't feel like a good use of it. We could do Vitality Juice Box against somebody else. Heals 20... moves 3, makes a primary attack. What primary attacks do we have? Do we have a ranged primary attack? We don't currently. We also have the wrong spell in the wrong box over here. So, oh, she has one over here. She has that over there. We're going to go ahead and do Vitality Juice Box. So we're going to do the Vitality Juice Box. So we are going to heal 20. That spell is gone. This is going to jump from 8 to 28 over here. And then we're going to go ahead and use this attack over here, which is a ranged attack, which helps. So we're going to not bother moving 3. And we're going to hit this guy. You swap place with the combatant within 5 of the target. Oh, that's fun. That could be useful, but we don't want to do that, really. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use that ability. We can't move 3. Okay, so you're going to target this person over here. Move to an enemy within 5 of you. Oh. Oh. If I move up 1 over here... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's even better. That's even better. So it's going to do Dimensional Blow, which is going to push this guy onto here, which is going to put this onto the boss. And now at the end of every round, the boss is taking 140 damage. We just need to survive the next 2 rounds, and we're good to go. But we are going to go ahead and target this person over here, who is then going to respond by targeting the person with the lowest HP, which is no longer us, fortunately. And I guess we don't mind being closer to the target then. We don't mind being close to the target. This is actually better for us. So we're going to stay close to the target. We're going to pop over there. So we hit that guy with that. We are now next to this guy. And we're going to do 11 damage and hit that guy in the head. So we're going to roll against him. He's got a defensive 8. And we rolled a 20. Beautiful. That's going to be 16 damage against him. So 16 damage against this guy is going to bring his health down from 5 to 69. And another 10 to 59 over here. That's going to be him being hit with that. And you can swap places with a combatant within 5. And I think 1, 2, 3... No, I don't want to swap places, because I specifically want to be around him. Although I guess I could swap with him, maybe? No, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy where I am. It's totally fine. I'm going to stay where I am. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and stay where I am. That's done over there. That's our primary attack. And now, as a result of this, he is going to activate, because he's going to try to activate, and he's going to try to activate to target him. But as a result, he's going to take residual damage of 8 from him. So he's going to go down from 59 down to 51, and then march his way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, where he's going to try to hit him for 14 damage. Okay, so 14 damage against him. He's trying to roll against a defense of 6. So we're going to roll and see what we get. We got a 17, which is always, they always hit. They rarely ever miss. But we're going to do, it's 14. Oh, that's fun. It's not fun, by the way. So you're going to do 14 damage, and target gains 2 bleeding tokens. So let's get some bleeding tokens and put those on the target. And he's going to take 14 damage, bringing you from 18 down to 4. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and go down to 9 and use our frickin' jacket for once. Could have used that twice if we had been more diligent about it. That's going to be that. Target gains 2 bleeding tokens. And then another hero is within 2 of the target. Pull 6 and deal 6 to the furthest target within range, which I think would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down over here. And you're going to go ahead and deal 6, take 6 damage. So from 37 down to 31. That's basically that, which means he's now activated at the very least. So that's one more enemy who's activated, which means we're just down to this guy left, and of course the boss to activate at the end of the round. Not the worst, honestly. Not the worst. But a few more things we can do to make this a little juicier. So let's see what we can do to make it better. Because we have a whole lot of mana cubes. So mana cubes. Let's see what we can do to really hurt these baddies. This guy's targeting the furthest hero that he can reach, which would be him, I guess. Okay. That is something we can manage and work with. The boss is going to target somebody who's on... okay, fine, that's not relevant. Let's see what we can do. The boss is the one I'm worried with the most, because he just does a chunk load of damage. He's targeting, ideally, his primary target is the furthest hero within reach. Okay. Which is reach is pretty decent, so he can pretty much target any hero, which is not the best. Let's see what we can do. The plus side, the boss is going to attack once. Twice. The boss is going to attack twice. Then I'll take 140 damage and then die. On the plus side, we're not taking any more damage. This whole thing is done. I am concerned about dying. The way dying works in this game, though, is as long as we can survive this round, we should be fine, because we can do a full round cycle and just take everyone else out. So some people might die here. We'll see how it plays out. But in the meantime, let's start by attacking this guy down here to see how much we can lower his effect. Because we don't want him activating out of turn. He does 5 more damage if he does that. So we're going to start by having this guy go. On this guy's turn, he's going to spend a cube, pay 4 HP, going down from 28 to 24, and then make a basic attack over here against this guy. So we're going to roll against it. That's a spider with a defense of 6. We're going to roll our die, and we got an 8, which is enough to hit it. That's going to be a basic attack for 8 damage against the spider, which the main point of it is to make him weaker. So it goes down to 52 over here. And then he's going to attack the furthest hero within reach, but he can't reach them, so he's going to take 3 more damage, 1, 2, 3, and scurry towards me over here and attack me. Which is not the best, but I can take it, I think, maybe. 17, yeah, I'm gonna be dying soon, but right now I'm fine. Then, we'll do that, we'll resolve that attack. So the enemy's going to attack me with my defense of 7, and he rolled a 5. He finally missed. He finally missed. That's excellent. Great. So he takes 8 residual damage, 24 down to 16. That works for me over there. Did I kill anyone this round? I still haven't killed anyone this round. Whatever. That's going to resolve the spider, and he's done. He's not activating. Now, we still could try to resolve on the spider's turn. We can still try to resolve other effects, which I think is still worthwhile to do because we just have so much. Like, I mean, attacking him doesn't really help us right now because we're not going to deal enough damage. Our goal with him is to try to outpace and survive. And the attacking... yeah, I don't think it's worth it trying to attack him. We just need to survive him. We need to attack everyone else, though, so that's the tricky part. So who else is the closest to death? We do have this guy over here, because once he attacks, he can go again and do the same thing. So he'll go ahead and do the same thing. 4 damage over here, down to 12. Attacking him. So going to roll against him. A defense of 8, unfortunately. Note, defense of 7. I'm going to roll a 19. Couldn't have been a 20. Couldn't have been a 20. That's going to be 8 damage against him. Dropping down to 28 to 20, so closer to death. This guy in the hand over here can also spend a token to do something similar. Pay 4 HP and make a basic attack. Yeah, we could do that. We just need to make sure we don't die, which is the tricky part. But hey, let's try to not die. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The spider is within range. So let's go ahead and hit that spider with a 4 HP, going down to 5 over here, and hitting him with a basic attack, which should be enough to... I need a roll. Spider's going to be defense of 6. And we rolled an 18, which is going to do another 8 damage against the spider. So he's going to drop from 49 down to 41. We're just trying to like slowly do everything we can to deplete them as much as possible. We're going to have our healer, because our healer's still in good shape-ish, comparatively speaking. So we're going to also, on the enemy's turn, pay 5 HP. And go down from 21 to 16. And then heal 4 an ally, Who's going to be attacked right now? Oh, she's going to be attacked. Oh, we can't do that. We're not going to pay that. We're not going to do that. We need to survive right now. We need to survive. We're going to ignore that right now. Is there anyone else who can do things that are useful? You run to the target, become its target. Oh, that's useful. That's useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be useful. Okay, great. Okay. That is helpful. I think we can work with this. Okay, cool. Okay, so the only thing we're worried about right now is the... Well, not only thing. There's a whole lot of things we're worried about. But the main thing we're worried about right now is trying to manage all of our resources. We can heal 3 a hero. We can make it protected. We can deal 2 damage. We can dispel. We can heal 1 for each damage dealt this turn. That's fun. That's useful. Alright, end of round. End of round, we're going to do the following. First of all, the enemy is going to activate because he didn't activate yet. So the boss is going to attack the furthest target that is within reach. The furthest target within reach is either of these two, but it's not going to matter because of the fact that I'm going to go ahead and use one of my skills to run 5 to the target and you become its victim if it can attack you. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess 5 over here. And it's a ranged attack, so it can attack us, which means it's going to go ahead and attack us, and that's going to hit me for 20 damage to the head, or at least try to, which is kind of brutal, honestly, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and have it hit. It's going to roll against a defense of 8 over here. We'll go ahead and spend 1 over here to make that higher. So we're going to protect it to make a defense of 11, and we're going to go ahead and roll, and it's just to basically just lower than 11, 2. Beautiful. It would have missed either way, which means it's going to do residual damage of 8 residual damage, no effects to this guy here, less the fact that he's within 2. No, it's in the starter's turn. We're going to go 3. So it's 8 less 3, so 5 damage, down to 26 to us over there. So that was not bad. Then the boss is going to drop 140, which I'm basically going to flip this and take this token out. It's down to a mere 66. And at the end of next round, he's just going to die. But we still have to survive that long. With that in mind, let's see what we can do. Round resets. All the enemies have activated. At this point, if a hero dies, it's not necessarily a problem for us because we don't mind that. We just don't want them to die. They basically, when it comes back to their turn, that's the issue. So we're still fine as far as, and you could have a hero die the whole way as far as grading. We're just trying not to have that happen. So what else do we need to know? We need to know the following. Okay, we have to be very careful with our bleeding guy because he currently has 4 bleeding on him, which would be terrible. So we need to avoid that as much as possible. So these tokens over here, they're basically bleeding. We want to avoid them. I guess in theory you can move 1 square to take the 4 damage, but 4 damage would put us within basically dying range. So right about now is when we try to see just how much stuff we can actually do. Keeping in mind we don't technically need to kill the enemies, but we want that perfect grade as much as possible because why wouldn't we? And so to that end, how much damage do we need to do? We could ignore the boss token. He's going to take 140 damage at the end of the round. Also, we don't take any of the other bad things. The whole sequence of all those tiles is done with. But we do need to affect... Do we go ahead and remove them? We don't remove the terrain. Okay. We don't remove the terrain. So, what do we do? In theory, the boss took 4 damage, but I don't think it matters. Let's take out the spider first. Can we take out the spider? The spider is going to be there, and we need to be mindful of the fact that the spider currently is going to be dealing 17 damage plus effects. We can take that on our main character over here. So let's try to take out the spider and see how far we can get with that. So we're going to have him go ahead and activate, and he'll go ahead. And at ally's turn, anything else we can do that's useful? We could pay 10 HP to have an enemy take 10 damage. Let's do that. We're going to pay 10 HP and have an enemy take 10 damage, okay? So this is going to drop down to 2, which is obviously lovely, but then we're going to have an enemy take 10-ish damage. We're going to have this guy just take 10 damage, drop down. Oh, wait, 1 second. What if we take the spider? If we take the spider out, you know what? No, if we take this guy, 21 down to 11, that means he probably won't get an activation return. So that part's fine, okay? He's within the range, we're fine, and that way he probably won't activate a second time. Probably. To that end, we still have to deal with other consequences. So Grigri over here is going to attack the spider, which is going to be very helpful. We're going to refresh all our stats over here, which means we can also refresh our ability over here. And great, move for the attacker. That's useful. That's useful. So this particular attacker is attacking the furthest person he can reach, which I don't love at all. I hate when they do that. Okay. We can make ourselves the target again. Before roll, a hero is shielded 3. That could be useful. Intriguing. Anyways, let's go ahead and try to figure out what we can attack. We don't have our... We lost this spell over here. Where's our other spell? Oh, it's in front of us. Okay. 15 damage. You flip an attack. Enemies take +3 damage when they are hit by an attack with mob or focus. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. We can work with that. Okay, let's go and do guerrilla resistance over here. Guerrilla instance. We're going to attack this person within range. We're going to go ahead and roll against the spider with a defense of 6. We're going to roll, and we got a 1. Of course we got a 1. So we're going to do 8 residual damage to the spider. That is the perfect time to have that happen. So 41 down to 33. Okay, so that is going to give us a mana cube back, fortunately. So we missed on that attack. It is what it is. The spider, I guess, won't actually, no, still it's going to activate. So it's going to go ahead and activate, trying to attack the furthest hero it can reach, which is all the heroes it can reach, which means we're going to have it attack this one. But I guess, you know what, we're going to spend both of these to become the target. We just want to become the target. We don't want to have our other heroes die yet. So we're going to become the target, which means we're going to have our multiple defenses over here. So it's going to roll against us, and hopefully it rolls low. It rolls a 5, so it misses, dealing 8 damage, less our 7. We only take 1 damage. So that worked out well-ish, and he's activated. So now we can attack him with impunity, which is very helpful. We still have a bunch of enemies to be mindful of, so we have to be mindful. That's the way it works. And to that end, I'm worried about this situation over here. We're on round 7, which means melee attacks deal an extra 2 damage and wound. So over here, 23. By the way, this attack did have focus, but it wouldn't have been enough anyway, although we theoretically could have made it hit, but it is what it is. We're fine. I just moved the wrong guy down. That guy's down there. Then we're going to go ahead and deal with the next attack. So we could attack the spider again, which is not the worst, or we could use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see what attacks we have Askaran has. Because Askaran over here, at the start of your turn, at least one enemy within 2 of you, pay 3 HP. You can't afford 3 HP to heal 7 an ally. So we're not going to do that. We do have a ranged attack, Holy Light. Drawback, take 10 damage before striking. This can't lower your HP below 1. That's useful. That's useful. Okay. Whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals +3 damage. Whenever an ally hits a strike, it deals +3 damage. Okay. We're going to throw Aura of Destruction. I guess we can't... We never used Celestial Armor? I never used Celestial Armor. That's silly of me. Wow. Okay, we're going to use Celestial Armor against this beast over here. And we're just going to do the best we can with it. So, Celestial Armor. We're going to roll against this guy over here. We're going to see what we're trying to roll. It's a 6. And we got a 8, which is enough to hit it. Celestial Armor is 20 damage. So 20, 31, but it becomes 22. So it brings you down to 9. Okay. Choose an ally within 5 squares. While you're alive, this ally is toughened and blessed, which I should have done at the beginning of the game. Forgot my cards. This is why I should play the games more frequently, so I remember my cards. So we're going to choose, you know, why not Circle Protection against him. We'll use Dragori. He'll be our last man standing. That's going to be another activation against him. The spider's down to 9 over here, which is fine, because that means at 9... 9's annoying, because you can't take him out with a basic attack, even. You could... No, we take him out with a ranged basic attack. But either way, honestly, we don't necessarily need to worry about that yet. We can still last into next round, depending on how things go. In the meantime, we still need to deal with these guys over here, which is a bit of a problem, because I don't want to take the residual damage from him. So let's see what we can do as far as moving. Oh, we need to really move him. Because this guy likes to do the terrain damage situation, but you would need to move away from the situation. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, we got this over here. We could target 2 enemies. Yeah, that works. That works. Let's go ahead and do Shockwave. Let's see how that works. Okay, so we're going to do Shockwave over here. We have some fun things we can do. So we're going to do Shockwave right now. I'm going to start with Shockwave against him. Okay, so he's going to be the first enemy we're trying to hit. We're rolling against a 6. We got an 8. That's going to do 16 damage. He's gone. Boom. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same against him. And we're going to roll a 12, which is going to do 16 damage against him. By the spider's gone, we all get a cube back. Cube, 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 and cube. We're going to do 16 damage against that guy. 15, which means 15, 35, with 35 over here. Okay. And then we are going to move them up to 3 squares each. 1, 2, 3. That's going to do another 4 and also gets him out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he's done now. The last missed target takes 15 residual damage. Shockwave is gone now. Okay, we can ignore that. That's going to be out of play. And that is our attack. Now, he is going to respond, unfortunately. So we're going to activate that. So we're going to put this down here. This guy is out of play and gone. And we're going to go ahead and respond now. And he's going to react by attacking the target with the lowest HP, which is him. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and try to attack him, which in theory would work. But what we're going to do, can we do anything? Can we do things? Let's see what we can do over here. because what we can do over here is negate the target's attacks. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play Counterspell right now. I think we're staying alive-ish, maybe. I think so. Anyways, we're going to go try this. Okay, we're going to play Counterspell right now, which is going to basically be, I'm going to roll to see. We're going to lower our damage by 10, but we cannot go below 1. So we're down to there, and we're playing Counterspell, which means we have to roll against, we still have to roll. One enemy, drawback, 0 damage effects, miss, the target takes 15 residual damage. So we're going to go ahead and roll, and we're rolling against a defense of 8, and we are rolling our blue die. Let's see what we get. We got an 8, perfect. The attack is negated, and basically nothing happens. So he does not get attacked, and this guy is done, which is beautiful. You still haven't moved, which is the safe thing to do considering you have bleeding 2. And then permanently, we are hastened, which would be lovely if it would actually matter at this point in the game. So that worked out well. Another enemy down, but now we have her freed up, which is important because she needs to attack him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can go, as long as we go over here, even over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's within range, and you're within range of that. So we can deal plus 5 damage, which means we're going to find our next attack to be able to attack. And do we have anything with the 3x3 squid? It won't matter at all. Let's go ahead and do Pew Pew. So we're going to go ahead and forgo our passive power to get plus 3 to the attack roll. Would that actually help us? Yeah, maybe. I guess, I mean, if we get plus 3, no, we're just going to hit roll for it. It's just a 7 over there. We just need a 7 defense. Yeah, 7 defense. Okay, we're going to roll. We got a 3, which is about what you'd expect. Now, what are our options over here? Our options are, we could do nothing really. We could do nothing. So it's going to do 5 damage, unfortunately, because I missed. So we're going to, first of all, get a mana cube back. It's going to do 5 damage to him, which brings him down to 6 over here, which is still pretty much about to die. We did, unfortunately, miss our hit, which means she's now done. And the enemy is going to activate. We still haven't activated Grigri. Did we activate Grigri? I think we activated Grigri. We did activate Grigri. Okay. So because of the fact that the attack missed, he's now going to activate. And because he's activating, we can now go ahead and do nothing with that. There's got to be stuff we can do. He's at 6 health. 6 health. What can we do for 6 health? So we could make the enemy take 3 damage there. And we could do this one here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Ready? The enemy's going to activate and start charging towards us, doing his thing. He's attacking the hero with the most HP, which is going to be you over here. So you try to make your way down here, over there. You're going to take 4 residual damage for passing that, to passing the corner over there. So you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go ahead and ping you with these 2 to a hero takes 3, an enemy takes 3 damage, and you're dead, and now you're gone, and we get cubes back. Cube, 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 and cube. So at this point, you may notice that most enemies are dying. The enemy boss is about to hit us, and he's going to go ahead and attack us because we're all done. So he's going to try to attack the hero that is the plus 3 to attack roll, and bless, push through the target, flee. So let's see what we have, because we have a spell over here. May during the target's turn, an enemy making an attack. Okay, so we are also going to do Holy Light, which is another interrupt, and we're going to target, he's currently targeting the furthest hero within reach, so he's targeting him. We're going to reduce our health by 10, but can't go below 1, and we're going to go ahead and roll, and we need to roll against a defense of 8 over here. So we're going to see what we get. We got a 3, unfortunately, and so it looks like we will ultimately die. The target takes 15 residual damage, so he does take 15 residual damage, but that means this guy is going to die. As long as we can go back to next turn before activating him, we're still fine, which is why I'm not overly concerned about that, even though I missed. Technically, he takes 15 residual damage, but instead he's just going to pop and die because it's the end of the round, and he's going to do that. Which means all we need to focus on this round is surviving as much as possible, taking out the guy who has 31 health left, and then picking up that last chest for optimal getting everything in the round. So, that's doable. We're going to go ahead and reset all the stuff. We're going to advance to 8 over here, which means we're back to being a ranged round extra damage. I can't keep track at this point, I think so. And we're going to go ahead and just destroy the guy. So, he's targeting the hero with the lowest HP, which means he is going to try to target, this guy's gone, unfortunately, but as long as we can finish the game before he has to activate, we're fine. So, we're going to target him there. Grigori's going to go ahead and slap him with the most he can over here, which is going to be anything super cool. 12 damage plus effect. I think we're on an odd damage range. Okay, 12 damage plus effect. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. So we're going to do 12 damage plus effect over here, and we are going to hit him. So that means we're going to roll against him, defense of 8, and we're going to roll, and we got a 10. That's going to be 12 damage. So we're down from over here, 31 down to 19. Nothing else, but we're protected 3 once per turn. He's going to try to attack him, but we're going to spend a cube to become the primary target. And then because of that, he's going to try to attack us, and we have protected 3, toughened 3, and shielded 4. So he's going to start by trying to roll against us and see what he gets. He's rolling against a defense of 11 right now. He got a 20, of course he did. So we're going to do 5 plus 14 is 19 damage, less our 7 is 12 damage to us. 12 damage. I guess we can go ahead and resolve our Wyvern scale over here. So it's going to give us an extra shielded 6, so that, what was it, 19 minus 7 is 12, so brings down to 6 damage, 25 down to 19, and more importantly, we can now move him onto the fire for an additional 4 damage against him. So he's down to 15 over here. We're going to move him over here so we can have you do what you need to. You know what? No, we're going to leave him over here. They're all fine. Okay, that's going to be that's turn. That's everything there. We resolved that. And now we've activated the enemy because he attacked us. We technically have 2 of these cubes against Dragori now, so Dragori, if he moves, will be in trouble. But I think we're still fine because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have Nyx activate. Nyx is going to walk over here, pick up the treasure chest, so we gain that. And then go ahead and proceed with a Holy Blast, which is going to be an Oxygen Siphon, going ahead to just, straight up just do that. You know what? Honestly, we might as well walk up to be closest to it, and that will give us a +3 to the attack roll. We're going to roll. Please don't roll a crit 1. And we got a 20! What a way to end the game. That's going to be 22. That's going to be 27. That's going to kill him. And then we have, therefore, finally won. And without using first aid or anything. I probably played most of that correctly, may have missed a few things, but with that, we are finally going to go ahead and move into the city phase. So not city phase, we're actually going to be diving into the world phase for the very first time. So please join me as I get this all cleaned up, and we start off with the world phase. Let me go ahead and grab the board for it, because what you're going to see next shortly is this situation. It's going to be over here. We're going to be dropping this onto our table and just, seeing how it goes. And we are ready to go. So here's going to be the world phase, although strictly speaking I said we're ready to go. We're not actually ready to go because we first need to resolve our end of quest steps. Conclusion, victory. Read this only if you've won the quest, which we did. As the combat ends, you hear the crying sounds of women. Looking behind, you see a ghostly figure hugging a violin tightly against her chest. She runs past you and holds the inert, ethereal body of the ghost you just killed. They are right under a piece of rope that hangs from the ceiling, which you hadn't noticed until now. Both ghosts disappear, leaving only the shiny gem the man was holding before lying on the ground. On a table, you can see many Luthero utensils, broken down musical instruments, and a set of Taimaku tools similar to the ones you used to open the door to this place. Alongside it, you see 2 letters. The first is a letter of love from a man to a woman. It confesses that he was in on the Union leader's scheme of embezzling supplies for profit. However, when all nightmares broke loose, I realized I would end up with 100% of nothing. I refused shelter to the people in the tavern, and later, when the undead attacked them, I shut myself here. I'm sorry, people of Timberberg. I'm sorry, Anna. Alongside it, you see a letter from Utibam, thanking the man for the music lessons and gifting him the tools with an explanation similar to the one you received from Zaylor. You get the shiny gem and the tools. Zaylor will probably be interested in the first because it shows strange magical properties, and the other, as such tools should not fall into Kemet's hands. Follow the next adventure's instructions. If you lost this quest, read 001. If you won, read 002. So we're going to get a whole bunch of things here, although we don't have a new quest card, so that's going to be a fun thing. We are forced into a quest card, although maybe we'll lose it. I don't know. Let's find out. Either way, if you won, read 002. This is the usual steps we go through. Draw 3 loot cards and mark this quest as done. We need our pen, our little handy dandy pen over here. Here we go. We got a pen. So we need to go ahead and mark this quest. That's quest 16. So the violin is now done. Okay, we're going to mark that. Draw 3 loot cards. So where's our loot card deck? It's over there. Let me go ahead and grab this, because we're going to need this closer to us anyway as we go through things. We'll put this off to the side and this over here. We're going to draw our loot cards. That's not the loot cards. This is the loot cards over here. We're going to draw 3 loot cards. We're going to add them to our loots. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then if you've done the extra challenge, draw another 2 loot cards. We've done the extra challenge. So we're going to go ahead and take another 2 loot cards. 1 and 2. Draw 1 loot card for each first aid not spent. That's going to be 2. So we're going to go ahead and draw 1 and 2. Draw as many loot cards as your current hunt level. Then if you earn 7, collected 2 chests, open 1, you may increase your level by 1. So we're going to go over here and mark down that we increase our Kemet hunt by 1. So next round we're going to have that in play. Also, what quest did we do? We did RA. Was it RA? Yeah, it was RA. That was the quest we did. Okay. That's going to be over here. And now we're doing the city phase, which we're going to go ahead and mark off that we're doing the world phase right now. There is no city phase right now. Gain this quest card. Right on the letter of the adventure you just played, remove its card from the game. Gain this quest card. That part I already did. Grab that over here, the violin. And then take note of the mastery points listed, which means we need to get 1 relic hunting and 1 undead fight. So 1 relic hunting over here. That's going to be this one over here. Relic hunting. And that's going to be a box over here. And 1 undead fight, which is probably down over here, which is going to be another box over here. No stars unlocked, so nothing necessary to read. And then we still have a quest card, so we're good. Quest ended, begin the city phase, so we are done. Which means now we go to the world phase, which is different than the city phase. And one thing we want to pay attention to is what kind of attributes we want to get our hands on. That's going to be this page over here, because we're going to be choosing between whether you want warriors, strategists, spies, or diplomats as far as how things go. These are basically the things you're going to be earning as we unlock different regions. In fact, now we're going to start the world phase, so welcome to the world phase. Let's zoom in a bit for you so you can see a bit more as we go through this. There we go. There's your world phase situation. We still have to build our character deck, but before we do that, we can take all these and we're going to populate every single region on the board with Kemet presence. Okay, think of this as Kemet presence, and they're all in all these regions at least at first, but as we fully conquer regions, we'll be able to actually knock them out. I just realized I dropped them randomly when they actually have a dedicated spot for them to go. I think there should be one in the store motion too. I don't know if we have another black cube, so we're just going to throw a we're going to, you know what, this one can go there because we're definitely not getting there right now anyway. So we start in War Fiji, and we'll explain how this works, but the first thing you need to know is that these need to go off to the side. We have more loot cards, which we're going to put into our loot pile, but we don't actually have a city phase. Instead, we're going to go ahead and build our character deck phase with these. So we're going to go ahead and build our character decks the same way we typically would in a city phase. So we're going to build 4 hands of 4 cards, but we're going to apply them very differently than you're used to seeing in the past. Now, specifically, one of the cool things you haven't seen yet are campaign perks. Campaign perks are the idea that we are basically going to be unlocking cool things that help us power up. So, for example, just to give you an example of one, War Veteran. All our characters start with 5 initial HP. That's cool. But if you get to level 3, your natural rolls of 16 or more are critical hits. So maybe we want to get that one. I'll go ahead and show you this again so you can pause on the screen. But let's go and show you the top 2. These are the top 2 tracks. We have level 1, level 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to pick one from each as you go through it. But you are limited. I believe you're limited to having 4 total abilities in play at any given time. So as you earn them, you have to give up other abilities. But they are very cool. Like start of the round, turn, own, or heal 7 if it's within 8 of an active villain. That's very cool. There's lots of powerful abilities that will really help you as this game escalates against you, because you need to make sure you're powering up and escalating within there. So let's go ahead and create our 4 hands of cards and then try to make decisions about what we're trying to work towards in this game. So we're going to go ahead and create 1, 2, 3, 4. A quick shuffle, because I'm neurotic that like cards of different types. The reason I shuffle like that more is I think cards that are used in games might have a different pattern of distribution compared to cards that are not being used, like the various, you know, I don't know, the character cards versus the ally cards. So we're going to see which cards we got over here. We're going to put this back into the pile. We're going to show our various hands. We got a character and some upgraded characters. We got a character pile over here. We have these guys down here. Okay, so we got another character in play, which is awesome. And then we got no characters down here, which is what it is. That's fine. And then lastly, we got our last hand, which has a character. So we got 3 characters, which isn't bad. I like getting as many as possible, obviously, because our characters are the strongest. And the first thing you need to know is you're trying to basically spread presence. Now, if we fully conquer a region, let's say we fully conquer West Seashores, the next round this won't be back. But if we only partially cover it, we'll make progress, but this will come back, and these require 2 military might, the axe symbol, to take out every single round. So let me take a second to think through whether I'm more intrigued by the red abilities, the green abilities, the blue abilities. Blue abilities, heroes ignore terrain damage. I don't think it's a big deal to me. Whenever a hero grabs a chest against 3, I don't think it's a big deal. Plus 5 to all rolls and ability tests. I don't think I care as much. Plus 4 attack roll bonus and empowered 10 in the quest's first turn. Adrenaline Surge is intriguing, I'll say that. Adrenaline Surge is intriguing. The idea of having plus 4 attack roll bonus and empowered 10 in the quest's first turn. Like, if you combine that with like things like extra cubes and extra attacks in the quest's first turn, I like that. We're going to go for blue. We're going to try to go for blue over here. So if we can get our strategist perk up enough, and that's going to be by getting up high enough on these tracks over here. So where are they? I have to see where it's tracked. But usually over here. So you can see over here, it's very, very poorly done. But as we unlock strategists over here, that star is circled, as is that star. I can't even see. This star, and this star. So as you unlock certain stars, you're getting further enough. So if I can get to 9 on the strategist track, then we can make progress. And the spies track as well only needs 9. So we need 9. So let's see what we can get. This is going to ramp up our acceleration. But again, we're still in the first week of the game. But let's see what we can do to conquer West Seashores. So to that end, let's pick a hand. Now we can't use our lightning bolt abilities. We're only using the left-hand side over here. And we could try to distribute and utilize... Oh, we're going to have to split up. We're going to have to split up different regions over here. If I want green and red, and we have to work our way out from War Fiji, unfortunately. And so over here, I think we're going to end up going to South Stravian in the end anyway. So, and these white thingies are wild. You can use them for what you want. So let's go ahead and head to South Stravian and see what we can get done. Nothing in South Stravian. These guys over here are just pure military might. They don't have any effects as far as, like, we just have pure military might right now, which is not the worst. We can use that to a degree over here. Yeah, let's use it to a degree over here. So we're going to use Iron Hand Sergeant to get rid of this cube over here. That's going to be 3 attack, which is enough to deplete that. We're then going to use this card over here to go ahead and do 6 and 4 together, which is exactly double that, which means we can immediately put down 2 cubes in here. I'm just going to track the cubes. We'll track exactly what we get as we go through it, but that's basically how that works. These 2 cards are expended, but we still have more cubes to work on, which means we have to figure out a way past this. And we have to, again, take turns as we go. So there's not a ton that we have options for because we can't really do a ton. Let me think. I think we're going to use this one over here to be able to clear this off the board. And then this guy's going to use his to put 3 of the same ability, puts a cube in War Fiji, which can be used to add +1 later. So it's not efficient, but it is necessary. Now, I should probably look at my quest cards, because these cards over here do have abilities you can use in the world phase. So in the South Stravian region, that's going to be down over here. I can use a card here. A player may discard all their cards to draw as many as have been discarded. Double the abilities of shooters and tacticians in this region. Well, I don't actually have a shooter and the tactician because I don't have that, so that's not going to help us right now. So we can ignore this. In the Storm Ocean region, that's going to be down over here, which I could get to now that we've worked our way through here. I could get there. Remove from the game to apply double the abilities of tanks and tacticians in this region. That could be useful as well, but we just use our tactician. We're probably going to, we'll probably wait till next round to do this. This is a tactician, right? Maybe, I don't remember. Tactician, yeah, tactician. Alright, so we'll probably hold off on that one too. The capital region is going to be over here, I guess. Capital, is this it? There's nothing says capital. Nothing specifically says capital, so I think the capital region is capital and Bennett. Over here, a player may discard a card to pick any card from the discard pile. Double the abilities of brutes and tacticians, which we already used. Double abilities of healers and brutes. So we're going to use these in future phases. We're not going to use these right now, I think, because I don't think they're going to help us right now. This turn, reduce this region's challenge by 1 in the South Stravian region. That's not the worst. We do have a healer. What's our healer do? Our healer is 5, and our book smart, we're not book smart enough, unfortunately. So that's not going to help us right now. So we're going to go ahead and ignore these. We're not going to use these cards for right now. They are very good, but they're also very specific. So we're trying to continue to conquer the regions. Let's see who we can do next. We have a ton of just eyesights in combat. Wow. So if I apply you, I have applied that over here. We need our eyesight. Eyesight, jeez. The hand thingy. Can we do the hands? We have eyes and handshakes. That's going to be present over here. And we have eyes and handshakes present further as well, but not a ton. So I think we're going to go ahead and use... We're going to benefit from your 5 handshake and nothing. We have so many eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our eyes. We're going to use these 2 cards over here to place another cube down over here. Okay, we're just going to clear out that region, I think. Okay, that's going to be that one over there. Then, we're going to go ahead and use another 3 plus your eyes again to be able to go ahead and do 4 and 3 to be able to put another cube down here. So we're just working our way through this region, which is good, I guess, to a certain extent. It gives us a foothold. It means we don't have to worry about things in the future. We're going to use this card over here towards that region as well, although we need more... the way these cards are, they didn't mix and match very nicely, I'll say that. We did not mix and match very nicely. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and use this over here. No, we're going to hold off on that. Because we can put 3 of these, which can go over there, which is not the bestest as far as things go. What do we have up here? We have book smarts and that against this. But even so, we still just have continued degrees of just being able to do this over here. So we're going to use our Retribution Bruiser over here, which is 4 plus 2 eyesight. We're going to use the 1 cube to augment the eyesight, and that's going to put this down over here. So we're going to drop a cube into here. So we're now up to 5 cubes there. We need to resolve the rest of these cards over here. We have books and military might over there, but that's not enough. We could complete the last of these easily, but it's tricky. Hey, tricky, 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 tricky. Okay, we didn't make any progress on this, unfortunately. And our eyesight could go down over here. The eyesight could be useful if we combine it with a little bit of military might, but military might really needs to spread out more in different areas. We did not combine this nicely because you have to take one turn at a time, so you can't really, there's a degree of not being able to get things done. We did fully clear a region, which is not the worst, but also it's like the first world phase. We should be getting more done, maybe, possibly. We didn't even do anything in West Seashores over here, so maybe that guy over here, maybe we should have done that over here. Would that make more sense? I guess so. So if we had taken this cube out instead of that cube, which we could have done, because just whatever. So we're going to go ahead and use you now to be able to immediately put a cube down over here. So we're going to put down a green cube into this region over here. And then we have these two, which don't combine nicely. So we're going to put down 2 cubes into War Fiji, which we'll then use later. Okay? So that's going to help us a little bit to a certain extent. Now we go down to our last hand, where we're going to spend this to fully clear out this region, so we never have to worry about this region again. That's all 6 done in this region. And then over here, we could combine all of these G's. Like, we're going to go ahead and put down this to be able to put down another cube into the center, which then means we can combine it with this. I guess it feels inefficient, but I think it still works. Yeah, I think it still works, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends how you look at it. We're going to go ahead and use this combined with these 3 to put down another cube over here, and then the rest is lost. That's basically it. That's how that phase works. Quick, dirty, to the point. We have the world phase done, and now we have to go ahead and track what we actually did in those regions. So to that end, we're going to go ahead and track that right now. We're going to remove the rest of these off the board, and we're going to track on this page over here what we've done. So in Ottoman, we are fully cleared over here, and we've gotten all of those. Over here, we've done 2, so we're going to go ahead and mark off 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the presence we've made. So past that, we got to track those. So some of this we have agency, some of them don't. We have diplomats. We have two of these and that, which means we're going to read 1 star of diplomats shortly. And then we have 2 greens. No, we have 1 green and 1 red as mandatory. So 1 red and 1 green for spies. And then from there, so we're going to have to read a few things. We're going to have to read 5 and 5. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wild, which means we could get our spies to that next track. What do we get over here? We could get the spies or our diplomats to level 1 if we wanted to. Either one. Either one get to level 1. So our diplomats over here, we have the following. We have the spiritualists for spies. I kind of want the strategists. Spiritualist, start of quest, 1 hero gains a preserve token. Or penumbulous, start of quest, all villains take 6 damage. This doesn't activate guards. Intriguing. Or famous ale, start of quest, each hero may charge 2 skill tokens. That's useful to a degree. Immediately sacrifice this perk and upgrade the tavern by 1 level for free. That's intriguing. The taverns. Let's go look at the taverns over here. Taverns are draw 2 heroes and add 1 to your character deck. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that you're sacrificing this perk. Because in theory, the upside of that... I like the shamans, though. The shamans are nice, too, because you get to heal 7 every single round once you get to the max level. So we could, when you win a quest, draw 1 extra loot card. First aid tokens heal 45. Let's go ahead with this one. Let's go with farmers. So start of quest, all villains take 6 damage, or start of quest, 1 hero gains a preserve token. This is the part where I admit to you that I don't even know what a preserve token is. So let me go ahead and take a look at the rules and see what a preserve token is. Preserved. Preserved, preserved, preserved. 27 and 80. Let's see what 80 says. Preserve token. When a preserved combatant takes damage that would kill it, instead of dying, its HP becomes 5. If it had multiple preserve tokens, they are all consumed. The HP increases by 5 per extra token used. Interesting. Start of quest, 1 hero gains a preserve token. I think I like that. The idea that a hero can definitely not die. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Spiritualist. Start of quest, a hero takes a preserve token. We are gaining that, which means we're going to take all 5 in spies over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, which means we are reading a whole bunch of spies and a little bit of diplomats, and that's going to be our board. Let's go ahead to our city book, and let's read some of those things. Diplomats, 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 and spies. So diplomats come first, so let's go ahead and read that. Diplomats is the 3rd star. You find Sarah hunched over the threshold of one of the lodge's doors, speaking in a high-pitched whisper. She is alarmed by your arrival and slams the door shut, a worried smile on her pallid and sweaty face. No one told me that running a tavern alone would mean so much work. Clients keep pouring in. I can't keep up with all of them. You look around. The only living being besides Sarah and you is a fat fly fitting its head against one of the half-open windows. Then even it leaves the tavern. Sarah's problems controlling her powers. They take a toll. Hurudin taught me how to keep my powers in check, although it requires rare ingredients. It's maddening when they are out of control, because all I can foresee is tragedy. Your achievements and discoveries in this war category make heroes want to join your resistance. Add any one controller or tactician to your character deck. I'll be doing that, well, after the video's done. So I should make a note somewhere. We're going to go ahead and tell you this. This is my reminder to me. Then we have to go to spies and read a whole bunch of spies from the 3rd star all the way up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Hurudin's past. My inclinations made me the target of a veiled scorn that I could feel deeply in my heart. They respected my father, not me. I resented being my father's son. A mockery spilled in your face hurts less than hidden ones you end up imagining. Every day I woke up with a racing heart, wishing I'd never feel the responsibility of wearing the crown. I'd never succeed, for I lacked the community's respect and the knowledge to command their activities. One day, miners dug too deep too fast. A few tunnels collapsed and isolated them. The entire kingdom, even young'uns, took up pickaxes and shovels and started digging. But it was clear it would take us weeks to find the miners, and we didn't really even know where they were. Your achievements and discoveries in this war category make heroes want to join your resistance. Add any one healer or commander to your deck. So healer, commander, or brute or tactician. Is that what it was? A healer, commander, and controller or tactician. Spies. To make matters worse, my father fell ill. Hurudin's voice breaks. I started receiving contemptuous stares. People looked disdainfully at me. I dug at least 3 times slower than the average adult. I overheard a woman commenting that I should open up space to a more competent dwarf, and she had a young'un beside her. I had enough. Back in my room that night, even though I was forbidden to delve into the dark arts, I decided to disobey my father's orders. The situation could not be worse, I thought. By Dorsey, how deluded I was. Hurudin closed his eyes. This is enough. Let's take a break. With your progress in this field, people are donating spear weapons that are replaced for others or looted. Gain any one level 1 light armor. Now, any one, does that mean I get like a random pick, or I literally pick one? Because if I pick one, that's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and find one. I'm going to take one. I'm going to find a level 1 light armor. So light armor means over here, we need the... where's the light armor? Here we go. Nope, nope, that's not the light armor. Where's our light? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick one over here. Let's take a look and show you some of the things we have. We have heal 8 an ally. I need more healing. I need more healing. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going to use the priest vest to heal 8 an ally. I think that's the right one, because there's other ones that are more offensive, but I think direct healing is good. So we're going to take this one over here. We now have a priest vest, which we're going to put out to the side. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay. Hurudin's past. With shortcuts and the ability to move through what in our dimension is a solid surface, I found the miners. I knew their exact location. Most of them were asleep. I managed to communicate with them in their dreams. I pointed to the nearest exit, which would take them only a few days to dig. I was so happy. Exalted, I'd say. I went to my father to share the good news, half forgetting that I was still in that penumbral plane. Then I saw it. A strange dark presence perturbed my father. It was attached to him, making him sweat and suffer with nightmares. Your time spent with Hurudin, the training you've done, and knowledge obtained with specialists met across the world's regions and in the city structure are to a permanent improvement to your resistance. Choose one level 1 campaign perk, Spiritualist or Penumbralist. Oh, that's the thing I did already. Yeah, that's the thing I did. Oh, okay, that's sad. I mean, it's not sad, it's cool. That's good. That's the thing I did. Anyways, the next thing to do is to do the city phase ending over here. So we need to read the world phase situation. We're going to be flipping over here to page 42 in this book over here. And that's going to be our world phase chapters, which we're reading after the end of a full worlds phase. Read this after ending the world map game. You realize that your journeys thus far outweigh in your experience as a hero, and you feel more skilled in combat. Change the skill token of all heroes to the following. We're going to be getting 2 level 2 tokens and 2 level 1 tokens, so we're shifting up some of our stats, so expect some gameplay changes. Remove from the game all adventure cards in your hand. For each card removed this way, mark its respective fact according to the table below. Whoops. So again, we have counter-espionage. So if you remove from the game, you're still in the dark up at the third eye and many of its operations. Where's my pen? They likely had a successful meeting with the Kemet, whose dark influence spread through the continent. Mark Kemet and Third Eye are allies. So we're going to go over here and mark down that the Kemet and Third Eye are allies, which is going to change some interactions we have. That's the only one we're removing, so we're fine over there. Remove from the game all adventure cards. For each card removed this way. Done. Check your calendar. If you've played adventure cards G or H, read this. Have I played G and H? Yeah, I've played H or H. With inland enemies secret handle, the Kemet begin to move to the seas. If they gain entrance to the central sea, all provinces in the world will be within reach of the vessels. Gain adventure card. Where are the adventure cards? The adventure cards are over here. Gain adventure card I. So we're taking adventure card I. We're gaining capital C shores, which will reach you next time. If you've played adventures C and or F, read this. We've done F. With wide-set problems abounding in various regions, it's clear that you must have an efficient support system. Beginning with the Iron Hand, an institution that's already begun to show serious problems. Gain adventure card K. So we have internal affairs over here that we're going to be adding. This C goes away. C was not done over here. Okay. If you have Telesa's acquaintances, which I do not believe we do. We do not. Then we don't. If you don't have the fact above, but you own the Dragon Collection, gain adventure card M and read section 149 in the first pages of the journal. So we're going to take adventure card M, but I don't know if we're going to read page 149 because I don't want to get too distracted by things. Let me take a look. We have that. Read section 149 in the first pages of the journal. There's so much stuff happening here. So read section 149 in the first pages of the journal. Is this the first page of the journal? No, that's the quest guide. Our journal's over here. So, I'm going to be reading A Drop More. Section 149, Dragon Collection. Read this card only after reading the following card, which must be added to your week 1 deck of adventures. This does not consume a journey phase. You feel, read this only after reading the following card, which must be added. The Queen of Dragons. Okay. Read section. Okay. I'm not sure why we're reading this. Read this only after reading the following card. Okay. You feel unusual. I'm not sure. Let me see. Discard the card that came in the Dragon Collection box to resume the game. We're going to come back to this later to make sure we're reading this at the right time, but we're not going to worry about that right now. The week has ended. Begin a new journey phase. And that's everything. That's going to be your whole situation for Tanares Adventures. Like I said already, Pledge Manager just opened up on this one. We'll be back in like a week or two with more Tanares content as we continue to dive into week 2 with a whole bunch more things happening, some more upgrades, more stats, more facts, more of everything, and a whole new set of adventures to go through. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.